Good evening. A very warm greetings to each and every one of you. I, CA Indrajit Kaur Bamra, on behalf of the Committee on Financial Markets and Investor Protection of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, extend our appreciation for your presence today. And a very warm welcome to all the participants who have joined the webinar on how to trade in equity market using Techno Funda approach. Without further ado, let us start our today's session by welcoming the chairman of the committee, CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, for keynote address. CA Charanjot Singh Nanda, who is one of the most senior Central Council member, he is presently chairing the Digital Accounting and Assurance Board of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Committee on Financial Markets and Investor Protection of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and is chairing the Committee on Information Technology of South Asian Federation of Accountants, that is SAFA, and adding to that, he is also the Vice Chairman of Board of Internal Audit and Management Accounting, ICA. So now I would like to invite Sir to address the keynote to the session. Welcome, Sir.
Madam, we have with us CA Kotha S. Srinivas, the Vice Chairman of this board, who is from Bangalore. So first you can welcome him, then we can both speak.
So I would like to introduce our concluding session, concluding remark guest speaker, that is CA Kotha S. Srinivasan. Srinivasan ji is a BCom graduate from Bangalore University and a fellow member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and also a member of the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India. He is a partner of SSB and Associate Chartered Accountants, Bengaluru. And he has served the institute for over 2 decades, 2.5 years as a student committee member of SICASA, Bangalore branch, 9 years as a managing committee member of Bangalore branch of SIRC of ICI, and 9 years as the regional council member of SIRC of ICI. So now I would like to invite Sir for sharing his wisdom, words of wisdom with all of us.
Brother Kotha, the dice is all yours.
Sir, you speak, sir. I'll speak.
No, I will after you. Your first time you have come. It is a great honor. All of us are excited to listen to you.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Indrajit Kaur, for this brief introduction. I thank the chairman of the committee, Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir, and the speakers for the day, Singh Chandan, CA Ghansham Joshi is there, and the other speaker may be joining, CA Amit Kulecha. Well, it's a initiative of the committee. Like every week, we are having some of the other programs where we'll be telling the members about how to use these financial things. Like, in fact, the committee itself is capital markets and investors protection. So we are taking all the steps to see that our members will be educated, well educated with all the other things, various investment options, and also how to do that investments. Today is how to trade in equity market using Techno Funda approach. Of course, today everything is digitalized. Even financial planning has become digitalized. So we have a speaker who will tell us how to fully rely on that technical funda that various brokers will give for us, the suggestions that they give, and what all the basic things as a member, as an investor, or as a professional, we have to understand and also guide our members at large, so that neither we will be in trouble or they will be in trouble. So if I remember one statement, when once we do an advice, the advice should be so such that the person who takes the advice should not be affected as such. So I remember a statement. I used to live in a rented premises. Then I taught my landlord these futures and options. Now both of us are living in the rented premises. So these type of advices cannot be given. Of course, I'm not saying a member will give advice with that intention, but we should be more careful while giving the advices to our clients, and also understand the nuances of each and everything, so that it will be easy for us to give advice to our clients. Of course, today we have the speakers who will give us more insight. What are all the ways that a person can invest using this funda, especially in the equity markets? We know that the markets keep moving, fluctuating here and there. And since India is growing now with 3 trillion economy, it's moving upward. So maybe by 2030 or 2050, what we are expecting is 30 trillion economy. So whatever the indexes are there, even it can go up to 10%, 10 times. So the economy is expected to grow 10 times. So our India, the indexes of both BSE and NSE also we may expect to grow by 10 times. So we should be very careful which one we have to invest. And definitely there's a good market if you plan your investments. So I hope today with the speaker's advice and his expertise, all of us will have a good learning. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Charanjot Singh Nanda, sir, for giving me an opportunity to share a few of my thoughts. Over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot, CA Kotha Srinivas, the Honorable Vice Chairman of the Financial Markets and Investor Protection Committee. I can also see CA Ghanshyam Joshi, the Reverend Speaker of the next session, CA Inderjeet Kaur, the Master of Ceremonies, and so many people have joined here to go home more enlightened. Ladies and gentlemen, as Brother Kotha Srinivas said, that there are certain misnomers that are attached to this market. The first misnomer, they say कि शेयर बाजार में लखपति बनना बहुत आसान है, provided आप पहले से करोड़पति हो. People say that if God had to invent something that could confuse human minds, He could never have invented something better than the trading terminals. But I want to tell you very candidly, ladies and gentlemen, this is the thought process of a person who doesn't understand the market. The only way to be legitimately a multi-millionaire is through trading in the markets. But there are 5 very important caveats to it. Number 1, you have to have exposures as per your limits. You can't have larger exposures and then fall once the markets come down. Second, market is a place which is thoroughly controlled by logics, not emotions. Don't fall in love with the stocks. It is a place to make money. It's not a place to invest your heart in. Third, don't go with an intention of gambling, because if you gamble, 90% chances are that you will lose. Fourth important, don't fancy certain shares of sectors. They say, do not put all your eggs in a basket. If you put them, a simple slight crack would ensure that everything perishes. I welcome Mr. Amit Gulecha, who also joined. And the last important thing, market is a place where you use your mind, your research to make money. Don't rely on other people. Because the person may ask you to buy something. By the time the market ripens, by the time the stock goes up, he may sell it and you may not be there. So take professional advices if you want to, from people who understand these markets. Don't rely on tips which come from nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, this market is a mature market. And today's topic, Techno Funda analysis, technology, technicals, and fundamentals are very, very important. In our life, we have seen people moving by their instinct. Instinct is very good, but instinct backed by solid research, technical analysis, fundamental analysis will ultimately usher an era where you create value and worth by your investments. My concluding remarks, ladies and gentlemen, this committee is totally committed to ensure that the membership of this great country, this committee is very dear to my heart. Let me tell you, I was the chairman of this committee for 6 consecutive years. The reason was very simple, very candid, very forthcoming. I love this committee because this is a very happening committee. But this is a committee where if people go without proper knowledge or in a bliss of ignorance, by investment in the market, they may end up losing their capital also. So with this caveat, that be very, very vigilant. Use your professional knowledge, your impetus to create value and don't get deterred by small losses. When you go into battlefield, there are chances that you get bruises. It is better to have 2, 3 bruises rather than giving your hand or head for that. You have to have this approach to create value. And I'm aware Mr. Joshi and Mr. Golecha, they will carry you through the entire process. Please listen to them. People become successful when they do hero worshipping. So the most important thing is once you understand the speaker and take his things by gospel truth, you are able to incorporate that in your daily initiatives to ensure value and worth. Not speaking much, I can see Mr. Golecha also and Mr. Joshi also. So over to Madam Inderjit Kaur, who would now take you to the nuances of stock market, how to create value and worth by investments, how to create a great world of opportunities by remaining controlled, detached, and more importantly, not moving in a danger zone. Over to Madam Inderjit Kaur. Madam, the dice is all yours now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the remarkable opening. Now it's time to start our session. So let's invite our first speaker, who is from Nasik. Sir is member of Capital Market and Investor Protection Committee of WIRC of ICI for the year 2022 to 23. He is a graduate in BCom FC. He is a fellow member of Chartered Accountants of India, and he did diploma in IFRS from ACCA UK and a certification course in fundamental and technical analysis, including equity research from Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Ghansham sir has worked as controlling head in costing, budgeting, and MIS. He has worked in as an internal audit head in MNC companies, that is APCOs India and SKF India. In 2007, he got selected by APCOs for IFRS training at Singapore for change over in reporting from US GAAP to IFRS. He also worked as account head in Mahindra Sona Limited, and during the service, he had implemented requirements of Companies Act 2013 and Ind AS first time adoption. Sir is in practice since 2017. Earlier, he was in partnership. Now he is working as a proprietor, and he has delivered lectures on fundamental analysis and technical analysis at various forums like Conclave on Capital Markets at Dhule branch of WIC of ICI, Faculty Development Program of NMFC in collaboration with WIRC of ICI, Association of Valuation Professionals and Professionals of Chartered Accountants, etc. So, welcome CA Ghansham Joshi ji with a round of applause. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Inderjit madam, for the nice introduction. Thank you, Charanjot sir. आपने तो मेरा काम बहुत आसान कर दिया. You explained the opening in your opening remark. You explained the market very beautifully. So now it will more easy for me to take all the people through this journey ahead, and I assure all our listeners, on a nice Sunday evening, you are investing your valuable 3 hours in this program, and I assure you, जितना आप टाइम दे रहे हो ना, उससे कहीं ज्यादा आप यहाँ से लेके जाओगे. So with this, I will start my session. I start my sharing here, screen sharing. So whether the screen is visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Very much, Mr. Joshi. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So we'll start with basic. See, the topic is how to trade in equity market using Techno Funda approaches. First of all, the disclaimer: whatever I am presenting, this is for study and educational purpose only. I am not a SEBI registered, hence no investment advice, no trading calls. Do your own research and take advice from your SEBI registered advisor before taking any investment decision, or you do your own research and take the decision. Whatever sites I am using in this presentation, these are for information purpose only. There is no intention of promoting any website. No stock specific query should be asked in this question, and I am not able to answer those stock specific queries because I am not a SEBI registered advisor. You can connect me at my Twitter handle. DM is open. If you have any uh, doubt or question, you can ask me after the session. Going forward, what are the learning objectives? First is some basics, then approaches to security analysis, then approaches and pillars of fundamental analysis, stock selection based on fundamental analysis. I'm giving some example. Then we will discuss on technical analysis a little bit. More will be discussed by Amit sir on the technical analysis. Then stock selection based on technical analysis. One strategy which we have developed, Amit sir and me, when we were speaking in a Twitter space at that time, we developed that strategy, handed over to it general public after testing. Then, if time permits, I will briefly explain the portfolio sizing and risk management. On risk management, Amit sir will guide you very much. Then, in the last, question and answer will be there. Whatever I am discussing at the time, if there is any query or question to you, please note down it and ask at the end, because there might be chances that you will get the answer during my next slides. Is it okay? Yeah. Shall we go ahead? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then, what are the basic things? See, there are how you can trade in stock market. Either you go with equity stock. Within equity stock, there are two segments. One is cash and second is F&O segment. And the second segment is, other than equity, is index trade. So in cash segment, in equity stocks, in cash segment, you can take delivery, sit on it, and whenever you are in good profit, or if the stop loss triggers, then you can exit from the stock. In F&O segment, you can buy option, or you can short sell the option and buy later. You can trade through futures or options. In future segment, you can short sell and then buy, or first buy and then sell. Choice is yours. In index also, you can do the trading through futures or option. Then, first of all, identify who you are. Who are you? Identify yourself, whether you are a scalper or intraday trader. Scalper may exit from his position within few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or within intraday. Or sometimes he may carry the position for 2-3 days. He scalps, get the profit and exit. Then swing traders may take position for 3 days, 7 days, 10 days, and he may book profit, or if stop loss triggers, he may exit from his position. Positional traders, they generally hold the position from 7 days, 10 days to 15, 30 days. Short-term investors, 1 month to 24 months, and medium to long term investors, they may hold the position from 24 months to a considerably longer period. Next, approaches to security analysis. One is the fundamental analysis, second is the technical analysis. Fundamental analysis attempts to look at fundamental factors that affect risk return characteristic of the security. What is risk return characteristics of the security? That will be done in fundamental analysis. And in technical analysis, technical analysts concentrate on demand and supply of the security and a prevalent trend in share market, share price in various market indices in the stock market. So technical analysis is basically for demand and supply, and fundamental analysis is for checking the fundamental factors. Now, approaches and pillars of fundamental analysis. One is bottom up approach and second is top down approach. The components or pillars of these two approaches are same but used in a different direction. One goes from bottom to top, and second one goes from top to bottom. And the pillars are economies, sectors, and companies. Now we will talk about the first pillar, economic analysis. Within economic analysis, we have to do our.
Sir, PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible.
Sir is playing the slides in PDF.
Yes, I'm playing it in PDF. I have logged in from mobile also.
It's
Yes,
not
yes.
visible. Is it visible?
Yes, it is very much visible.
Okay, okay.
Okay, shall we go ahead?
Please.
While talking about the Indian economy, what are the major factors? This list is not a conclusive list. These are the examples. What we have to consider. What is the GDP growth? What is the trade deficit? Then inflation, how inflation is moving. Then exchange rate movement. Then India's balance of payment, whether it is placed positive or negative. Then budget and sector-wise allocation. This is very important while doing the fundamental analysis. Then when we look at the global economy, when we look at the Indian economy, vis-a-vis we have to look at the global economy. In global economy, majorly, not only we look at the US market, because US market is the mother, is called as a mother market. So how US market is moving, what is the volatility in US market, that will affect us also. अगर सपोज यूएस मार्केट में बुखार अगर आया यूएस मार्केट को, तो हमको कम से कम सर्दी खांसी जरूर होगी. बुखार भले ना आए, सर्दी खांसी जरूर होगी. So I have to look how world economy outlook is there. If suppose worldwide there is a recession, then our industry will also be get affected by it. So world economic outlook is important. Then how bond yield is going on. Then whether there is any financial crisis, whether there is any war or warlike situation. We have seen Ukraine war. जिससे यूक्रेन वॉर अनाउंस हुआ, मार्केट धड़ाम से नीचे आया और फिर बाद में अभी ऊपर नीचे करते करते थोड़ा स्टेबल होने की कोशिश कर रहा है. पेंडेमिक in 2020 we have seen this COVID pandemic, and all the world market and Indian market affected by this pandemic. Next, when we analyze the industry or when we do the sector analysis, how to do that? Check the industry life cycle. In the industry life cycle, first phase is the introduction phase, second phase is a growth phase, third phase is maturity phase, and last is decline phase. Based on fundamental analysis, you pick the stock during okay, please
Please,
mute yourself.
participants, mute yourself. Amit Kulecha sir, please mute yourself.
So first is introduction stage. Second is growth stage. Third is maturity, and fourth is decline stage. So as per fundamental analysis, pick the stock in this growth phase and exit at the start of decline phase. Here you can exit. So you can make money from your investment. Now, in fundamental analysis, the next part is doing the company analysis. These are the three factors. First is economy, second is sector, and then third is the company analysis. So we have seen economic analysis, we have seen sector or industry analysis. Now we'll talk about industry analysis later on further. And next is company analysis. So while doing the company analysis, the main things which we have to check is whether, first of all, check what is the market share of that company in that segment, whether there is any scope of going to increase the market share or not. If yes, then further study that stock. Then what are the growth potential? If suppose the industry, the sector is fully saturated and one new player is coming in that, so he may face a lot of competition and his growth potential may be limited. So check that. Third is check culture of the company, whether the company is investor friendly, whether the company is employee friendly, whether the company is friendly with their suppliers, their creditors, and making all payment, government dues, all dues, whether they are paying on time or not. And then check what are the goals of the company, whether long-term goals are aligned with medium-term goals and short-term goals are based on medium-term goals or not. If all these are in sync, then there might be chance of growth of that company. Then after that, do the SWOT analysis, SWOT. Check the strengths of the business of that company, check the weakness of the company, the weakest chain, weakest loop in a chain may break that company. So you have to clearly understand what are the weakness and how those may damage the company. So studying the weakness is also important. Now check the opportunities. What are the opportunities open to that company in current scenario, in future? And based on that, you may go for a long-term investment. Then also check what are the threats to the business. If there is lot of competition and lot of new players are coming in, then there may be that may be a threat to the company. Next is What is intrinsic value? The price a rational investor is willing to pay for an investment given its level of risk. Means first identify the level of risk, and based on this level of risk, what a rational investor willing to pay for the investment, that is called as the intrinsic value. Then based on intrinsic value, what should be your judgment? The general decision, how to decide when to buy the security or sell the same based on intrinsic value is, if intrinsic value is greater than market price. See, this dotted line is intrinsic value and this blue line is market price. If here intrinsic value is greater than the market price, then buy the security. Here you can buy the security. If intrinsic value is less than the market price, here the intrinsic value, this is the market price. At that time, if you had bought here, then you may book your profit here, or you may short sell here and then recover the cover the position when the market price is lower than the intrinsic value. Based on this, you can take your decision based on fundamental analysis. Going forward, what are the quantitative checks in fundamental analysis? Within the quantitative checks, first is key ratios. As a chartered accountants, we know many of the ratios, hence I will not devote much time on these ratios. We are very much familiar about all these ratios. We have to check working capital ratio, debt to equity ratio, interest coverage ratio, current ratio, quick ratio, operating profit margin ratio, asset turnover ratio, EV by EBITDA ratio. EV is enterprise value to earning before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization ratio. Then ROE and ROC, return on equity and return on capital employed. Along with that, one more thing, ROIC, return on invested capital, you have to check. Then earning per share, PE ratio, price to book ratio, then price to earning growth ratio. We'll discuss on this ratio in detail. PEG ratio, because this is a very neglected ratio. Very few people track this ratio. Then dividend yield ratio, what is the promoter holding and pledge percentage of promoter, you have to check that. Then market cap to sales ratio, profit growth ratio and sales growth ratio. So these are the basic ratios which we have to check. Now I will discuss a few important ratio from this only. So debt equity ratio and interest coverage ratio, we have, these should go hand in hand. Why? If suppose the company is playing on the leveraged capital, so its debt equity ratio may be higher. At that time, check whether the interest coverage ratio is large enough to cover its long-term debt. If it is able to pay its long-term debt interest, short-term debt interest, then if the debt equity ratio is higher, then also you can pick the company. Then next is price earning growth ratio, which is PEG ratio. PEG ratio is the stock valuation method based on growth potential of the company's earning. What is the formula? P ratio divided by earning growth rate. Earning growth rate, we have all learned this, and P ratio, we can get it from various websites. or you can calculate this also. Then preferably use the forward peg ratio as compared to trailing peg ratio. Then can we find out the intrinsic value easily? No, because as a retail investor, if you go to a company and ask the management, give me this information, give me that information, then there might be chances that the management will not answer your question. They may not listen to you, and they may not provide the information to you. So what we can use, I am using Graham number, which is developed by Benjamin Graham after a lot of research. He is recognized as the father of value investing. So, how he developed the formula? Square root of EPS multiplied by book value multiplied by one factor he has calculated, which is 22.5. If we calculate the square root, we will get a Graham number, and we can use this Graham number in place of intrinsic value, because it is not easy to calculate intrinsic value of a business. If we take an example of ITC or Reliance or Adani Enterprises, they are in various sectors, and if we have to uh, calculate their valuation, we have to do the sum of total product. We have to go through the sum of total product method. So for listed companies, we may get the data in the public domain, but for their unlisted companies or their private limited companies, we do not have access to the data. For that, we have to first search the company on MC site, then download the data, and then do all the valuation. But that is a very tedious task. And as a retail investor, it is very much impossible for him, very much difficult for him to do all these things. Then where can we get this data? This is one example. There are various sites from which you can get the data. You can get the data from Money Control. You can get the data from Bloomberg, Economics Times, then the very old site, something I am not recollecting that name. Earlier, 2006-7, we were using that, something finance. Okay, leave it. So I use this from screener.in. So what you get here? You get here market cap, various ratios you can get here. If you sign into the screener.in, you can get these first three rows, which is market capital, what is the market capitalization of the company, what is the current price, 52-week high low, then PE of the stock, book value of the stock, dividend yield ratio, ROC, ROE, face value. These are the default values. The first three rows, these first three rows are by default, and we can have total 27 ratios in this from this site, free of cost. Yeah, I'm using the paid site, but I'm not promoting it. So you can add 18 more ratios in this. How you can add? Go to this edit ratio button and then select the required ratio and then save it. You can get those ratios here. And you can also get here about of the company, the brief introduction of the company, but don't rely on that thing fully. Go and read the company financials, go and read the management report, go and read the audit notes, figures, as well as notes to accounts. So from that, you can get this fundamental information. This is an example from the screener.in. Generally, what I check while doing the fundamental analysis, I check the market capitalization, then custom in the customized ratio, what is the industry P, compare it with the stock P, then what is the price to book value of the company, compare it with industry price to book value, then what is the return on invested capital, ROIC, ROIC of the company, then what is the book value 3 years back, and what is the growth. This formula I have developed. You can develop your own formula in this site. So what is the uh, how much growth uh, was there in the book value as compared to book value of the 3 years back. Then EV by EBITDA, if this is less than 10, then it is good. ROC, ROIC, ROE, if greater than 15, all these three are good. Price to book value should be near to the industry average. Then PEG ratio, this should be less than 1, then that is good. Graham number, you can compare the current market price with the Graham number and take a decision. If CMP is less than Graham number, then that is a good sign based on fundamental analysis to buy the stock. Then check the interest coverage ratio. Normally it is said that interest coverage ratio greater than 2 is good, but generally I prefer it greater than 5. If interest coverage ratio is greater than 5, then that is good for me. Check the sales growth ratio, profit growth ratio, check the promoter holding. If promoter holding is greater than 50%, then that is good. If it is near to 75% or greater than 75%, then there might be chances that promoter may dilute their holding. In that case, check whether when promoter is diluting their holding, who is taking that holding. If it is taken by the general public at a large, then be cautious there. If it is taken by FII and DII, then you can or some PE, then you may be at safer side. Why I'm saying that? See, as a retail investor, we do not have the uh, access to their information. But when a venture capital or a PE is investing in the company, they do the due diligence of that company and they invest in that company. So based on their decision, we may take a position in that company. Then check promoter pledge holding. It should be less than 30% of total promoter holding. If promoter holding is promoter holding number is at a large, suppose it is more than 75%, 80%, then be cautious. What can be done here? In the malpractice, if suppose the stock price is here, then it may go by here by any means. Price has increased. Promoter is pledging their shares at this level, at this price. From this level to this level, the price has been increased, say 100 to 200%. promoter is pledging that share, and we all know the monkey story in the stock market. So what can be a trap here? Promoter may pledge his share here, then price comes down. What is the security for the banks? If they are purely uh, given the loan based on this pledge of the shares, then there might be difficulty for the uh, lender for recovery of their principal amount. And in that case, there are chances that the lender may sue the company, the promoters for recovery of his money, and retail investor may be at a stake. So be cautious there. If promoter holding is at higher level, then check ROC for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And what is the current ROC? If current ROC is greater than the median ROC of 5 years or 10 years, then that is a good sign of improvement. Check change in FII holding, change in DII holding. If it is at increasing side, then you may take a positive decision here. Check earning per share, EPS of latest quarter, EPS of previous quarter, EPS uh, of previous year same quarter. If these ratios, if the comparison ratio, EPS quarter on quarter, EPS year on year, if these are greater than 20%, 25%, and there is an increase in sales, sales is increasing, profit is increasing, then that company can satisfy the William O'Neill's calcium uh, 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 calcium strategy of William O'Neill. You may take an entry in that company for a longer period. So these are the basic ratios which we have to check before taking an investment decision based on fundamental analysis. Sorry. PE ratio we have discussed, it should be lower than the sector average. Price to book value should be lower than the sector average. Sales growth, profit growth, ROE, ROC, ROIC. If these are greater than 15%, then that is okay. Debt to equity ratio is lower to better. Maximum it should be 1. If it is greater than 1, then simultaneously check interest coverage ratio also. If debt to equity ratio is greater than 1 and interest coverage ratio is greater than 5, greater than 10, then that may be a good investment based on other criteria, if other criteria also get satisfied. Then check pledge by promoters. Exception is telecom and banking industry. There might be uh, uh, capital intensive industries. These are the exception to that. It should be nil. Nil is very much better, but less than 30% is the acceptable level. Now we go to the practical thing. How we can, based on these fundamental things, how we can take a list of the stocks. See, if my criteria is price to earning is less than 10, EV by EBITDA is less than 7, and it should be greater than 0. Why greater than 0? Because if it is less than 0, then the company is not making EBITDA. So EV by EBITDA should be less than 7. EV by EBITDA, we earlier discussed, it should be less than 10, then it is okay. Then price to book value should be less than 2, and market capitalization is, I am taking here, searching here for value investing in small cap companies. So you may take this as greater than 100, so that you will get or greater than 1000, so you may get medium to uh, large scale companies here. Then debt to equity ratio is less than 1, return on capital employed greater than 15, return on capital employed should be less than 40, because if the return on capital employed is greater than 40, then there might be chances of decline uh, in that company, which we seen in the industry growth. So then return on equity should be greater than 10, promoter holding should be greater than 40, dividend payout ratio if greater than 5%, then that is good enough. Price to free cash flow is less than 20, so that valuation wise uh, it is a it is at a good valuation. And interest coverage ratio is greater than 5. If I run the query, this query I run uh, in last month, and these are the results. So how to write this query? If I go to the screener.com, here the homepage, yeah, you have to log into this site. I like this site because if you go to about us, this site is developed by Mittal brothers. Both are chartered accountants. So you can develop your screens here. You can create a new screen. And if suppose I write here market capitalization, immediately here some explanation is coming. Market capitalization is greater than 1000, and I run the query, then I will get all the query results of that query. Then I want some additional condition. I write here and interest coverage ratio. I need it is greater than 5 or greater than 7. If I run the again, then 1080 was, that number is filtered to 527. Now if I put another, add one more condition here, if ROIC, return on invested capital, is, I need is greater than 15. So currently there are 527 companies. If I go for this, then it is filtered out to 380 companies. Likewise, you can develop the query based on your requirement, and you can select the stock. And if you click here, you will get this ratio here. And what I told you earlier, from this edit ratio, you can select whatever ratio you want to check. You can select this ratio and then save quick ratios. You will get those on your front page, yeah, on the home screen. See, this one query which I had just explained, that was developed while doing this uh, Nirmala Memorial Foundation College seminar, which was along with the WRC. So what are the criteria here I had given, which we have discussed in the slide? Those are given here. You have to simply use this word and. There are some queries where you can use and or in combination, but due to limited time, I am not able to discuss all those things. So you have to give this criteria as per your requirement and run this query. You will get the results. So with these criteria, we are getting currently 26 results. Then इतना तो हमको अभी आसान है ना. Out of this 26, we can select 15-20 companies, or if we get a result of suppose 50 companies, then uh, we can select from that 20-30 companies for our watch list, and from them we can take further decision. Next, coming back to my PDF presentation slide. So till now, everything is good. Now, briefly, we will discuss technical analysis. Amit Bhai will talk more on technical analysis. We have next 15-20 minutes. Then Amit Bhai will take over from there. What is the technical analysis? Technical analysis is just charts and charts. You have to see the charts day in, day out. Based on, if suppose I made my watch list, my universe based on the fundamental analysis, and I'm continuously checking these charts day in, day out, or suppose I'm a long-term investor, then on weekly basis, then I can do a very good technical analysis of the fundamentally selected stocks. Then what is about technical analysis is about price action, volume, and time. These three are the core aspects of technical analysis. First is price action, supported by volume, and third is time frame. Candlestick patterns, need not to discuss, I think. This is the first of all, while doing the technical analysis, whether it is an index, whether it is a stock, first of all, check what is the long-term trend. If the trend is bullish, then at appropriate entry point, go and sit in the stock and ride that stock if your stop loss doesn't trigger. So the trend may be bullish trend, bearish trend, or sideways trend. Within that primary trend, if suppose we this is the Nifty chart, this is a weekly chart, this is old chart. If we see the trend is first it was positive, then it corrected, then it gone into some sideways zone here in this area, it has gone into sideways zone, and then again it gone up, then here it corrected to some extent, then again there was a bull run, and now currently we are in some correction to sideways zone. So first identify the trend. Then if the trend is up or trend is down, based on whether you are a long-term value investor or you are a trader, based on that, take your decision. Now, based on our fundamental analysis, identify the sectors which are going up, sectors which are going down, and check the momentum in the sectors. If that sector is bullish, then buy or long strongest stock in that sector. Strongest stock in that sector. कचरा पट्टी मत उठाना, क्योंकि कचरा कचरा ही रहेगा, उसको भाव नहीं मिलने वाला. Many people get trapped in the penny stocks, so avoid going into penny stocks. Then if the sectoral movement is bearish, then short sell the weakest stock from that sector and ride the rally, cover it when it goes down and down, then cover your short position. Then some common tools or indicators which are generally used while doing the technical analysis. Sorry. One is moving average. What moving average gives us? The slope of increase or decreasing trend. And if you are an intraday trader or you are a scalper or short-term trader, use exponential moving average. If you are a medium to long-term investor, then use simple moving average. Bollinger Band, it gives you volatility in the stock or in the index, in the security. RSI, that shows you whether that stock or that security is in overbought zone or oversold zone. MACD, moving average convergence and divergence. This is combination of 12, 26 moving average and smoothened with 9 exponential moving average. So in general, based on moving average MACD, if this is the MACD line and this is the signal line, when MACD line is crossing over the signal line going by the security, and when this MACD line is crossing down the signal line, red line is signal, blue is MACD line, at that time sell the security. Then you can draw the trend lines on chart and check whether it is in uptrend or it is in a channel or it is in downtrend. And if suppose that stock is getting resistance on this trend line, and if suppose that stock breaks this trend line at upward with a volume, and it has spent a significant time in a sideways zone to uh, sideways zone, then these three criterias are getting satisfied. Price action, we got the price action supported with volume and a long term consolidation, go and long this security. Suppose vice versa, this is a trend line, this stock is not moving this, not going above this trend line. Every time this stock getting resistance on this trend line, then go and short here, check whether it is in the channel and cover at here. Then again go long here and cover it, uh, sell it near the upper channel. Likewise, you can take the decision on trend line. There are various patterns. Based on the patterns also, we can take the decisions. Then we can use the Fibonacci retracement levels for identifying the uh, retracement levels. These are some patterns. Due to shortage of time, I'm not able to discuss all the patterns here, but check whether there is a trend reversal. See here, it has gone down, it has given here resistance and again going up. If suppose you are driving a vehicle at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour and you have to take a U-turn, whether we are able to take a U-turn on the with the same speed? No, we have to break our speed here, we have to slow down here and then take U-turn and go in this direction. Same the pattern suggests to us, नीचे जा रहा था ब्रेक मारा अभी ऊपर जाएगा, ऊपर जा रहा था ब्रेक मारा अभी नीचे जाएगा. Likewise, based on this pattern you can take the decision. Next is, we have seen एक डायलॉग है धमाल पिक्चर में, डब्ल्यू के नीचे बड़ा पैसा है, डब्ल्यू के नीचे खजाना है. So here that pattern, double bottom pattern. This is the neckline, price fallen here, gone up, again fallen here, going up. So this is the bottom line and this is the neckline of the pattern. As soon as this neckline is broken, and wait for the confirmation, if if that is supported with volume, go and long in this share. Opposite to that, this double top pattern. This is the resistance line. As soon as the price gone up, touched again the support line, again gone up to the resistance line and gone down. And as soon as it breaks the neckline, take check the next candle how it is going on, and on that you can short the share. Pennant, flag, bullish flag, bearish flag. If suppose it has formed like price gone up here in this fashion, and again it has gone in a slightly correction way, and it is gone in a channel, and again it is breaking the channel at the time, on confirmation candle go and long the share. So these are some patterns. Wait, what is to be remember? Wait for the opportunity. Never go in FOMO or panic trade. FOMO is feeling of missed out. Never go into that. अपना टाइम आएगा वो टाइम पे लेने का. Then set stop loss orders. If suppose that stop loss gets triggered, then exit from the trade. Amit bhai will discuss more on this. Then trade with affordable risk. First of all, identify your risk before entering into any trade. Identify your risk. इतना लूज किया तो मुझे कुछ नहीं फर्क पड़ेगा. Then only take the trade. Then take into account the indicators and other studies, and then only go into a trade. So here are some strategies. Based on such strategies, you can develop your own strategies also. So if suppose I am using daily moving averages, 7-day moving average is crossing over 20-day moving average. On the day of crossing over or on the next confirmation, I may get entry into this. I may buy this, and if suppose I am using moving average crossover daily, it is a 50-day moving average crossing over 20-day moving average, which is called as the golden crossover. And there is a very much importance to this golden crossover in technical analysis. On the day of crossover or on the next confirmation, go and long this share. When to exit? When the price cross down 20-day moving average or 200-day moving average immediately after your entry, or immediately your entry if the price cross down to 20-day or 200-day moving average, then exit from the stock. Or if after entry the price has gone up, then with that price you trail your stop loss to upward. And if your stop loss triggers, if the price gone down to your stop loss, that time you may exit from the trade so that you can make money. Next, Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band gives us the volatility of the particular security. See, if I am a trading based on the Bollinger Band is defined like this: upper level, lower Bollinger Band, and this is the middle Bollinger Band. If price closes or gone below this lower Bollinger Band and then comes into the Bollinger Band and closes above the lower Bollinger Band, and the security has a tendency of like this, touching the lower Bollinger Band, then going up, then again coming like here and then going up. Then when this stock or security comes within the closes above the lower Bollinger Band, go and long in with stop loss of previous day's low, previous day's lows, yeah, which was below the Bollinger Band, and trail that uh, profit. If suppose after your entry, it is again breaking the lower Bollinger Band, then please exit from that stock. We might be making some mistake and identifying what is the proper time. So exit from that. See this next strategy. These are an example. Moving average crossover on weekly basis. After a handsome correction, current correction is not that much, but the September 2022 correction was quite a good correction. In such a correction, this strategy will make a good money for you. Check 7-week moving average. When that 7-week moving average is crossing over to 20-week moving average, go and grab that stock with appropriate risk on the day crossing over or on next confirmation candle long into this share. Then when price crosses down nearest weekly support level immediately after entry, then exit from that stock. Or if the price goes up from your initial entry, then trail that stop stock, and when the trailing stop loss triggers, at that time think whether to book full profit or partial profit, and then book your profit according to your risk appetite. So now, how to identify these things? We have to see the chart, study the chart day in, day out. Then we can uh, identify these patterns or these crossovers. Or we can use some technology, artificial intelligence, with which Charanjot sir said. And with the use of that, we can have a list ready with us, and based on that we can take the entry. This is the link. You can click on this link, or you can copy paste this link in your browser. You will go to one site, charting, which I am using this site. This is not a promotion of this site. You may develop such screeners in other site which you want, and from that you can filter out the stock. What conditions given in this weekly simple moving average? Week, weekly simple moving average 7 is crossed above weekly simple moving average 20. This is my first condition. Next condition is latest close should be greater than rupees 50. Number 50 means it is rupees 50, because I don't want to trade in penny stocks. Then latest close is greater than latest simple moving average, latest close 200, means on daily chart the price should be above 200 days simple moving average. Then latest volume should be greater than latest simple moving average of volume for last 14 days multiply by 2. You can take here 1.25, 1.5 also. So last 14 days simple moving average ka 1.5 times or 2 times. If the volume is cross that level, and with all these conditions, then go and grab that stock. One more condition is there: MACD histogram is greater than or equal to 0. Means if the histogram is 0, then there is a reversal sign. If it is came to 0 from a negative zone, then it is a reversal sign and you can go and grab the stock. One more condition is there: monthly RSI 14. Means RSI, I use 14-day RSI, Amit bhai use 11-day RSI. According to your study, use this RSI. Monthly RSI 14 period is greater than latest RSI. Latest RSI means daily RSI. So if monthly RSI is greater than daily RSI, then it will give me a comfort, because in this in the stock market, it is said that daily chart or lower time frame chart is your child, weekly is father, and monthly is grandfather. See, if child is making any mistake, then father will pick uh, वो अपने तरफ फादर वो चाइल्ड को अपनी तरफ खींच लेगा. लाइक दैट द मूविंग एवरेजेस विल वर्क. इफ यू सी, बच्चा अगर गार्डन में खेल रहा है, माँ यहाँ बैठी हुई है, फादर यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, और बच्चा इधर उधर भाग रहा है, वो देखते रहेंगे, एक सर्टन लेवल तक उसको जाने देंगे. बाद में वो क्या करेंगे, उसको या तो आवाज देंगे या खींच के अपने पास में लेके आएंगे, कहीं वो गुम ना हो जाए. द सेम वे दिस RSI on monthly, weekly and daily chart works. अगर बच्चा बहुत इधर उधर भाग रहा है, तो फादर ग्रैंडफादर उसको अपनी तरफ खींचेंगे. तो check the monthly, daily, weekly RSI and take your decision. This strategy we developed during the space discussion on Twitter and handed over it to general public after a thorough checkout. And what are the rules of this strategy? Entry, when to enter, weekly moving average 7 crossed over weekly moving average 20. Entry should be on daily chart. Signal will be on weekly chart, and when this signal occurs, go and check the daily chart, and with other conditions, pick the stock. All these conditions, entry conditions, are the same which we have discussed. Then what should be the stop loss? What I told earlier, first identify your risk and then enter into a trade. What should be stop loss in this case? 20 daily moving average of entry date or 10% from the entry price. What is logic of 10% from entry price? I will explain later. Then when to exit? Any one condition of the following, if these are satisfied, then exit from trade. RSI, after your entry, RSI gone high, and it crossed over to 75 on daily basis, and it is now coming down and coming down to 70. Then exit from the trade, because there are much chances that profit booking may arise there. Second condition is, if you get 3 red candles, means stock is falling continuously for 3 days and making lower low, lower close and lower high. In that condition, if that condition satisfies, exit from the stock. Third condition is stop loss is triggered. Whichever occurs first, on that you exit from the stock. Suppose if you entered that stock and then the price is moving ahead, then trail the stop loss. Trailing stop loss should be shifted to 20 or 10 DMA, or as per your risk appetite after stock crosses 20% profit level. See, this is one strategy. These are the results of that strategy. We tested this strategy after the last fall, I think May, June 22 fall, and then handed over to. This is an example explained in detail. You can check this. Now coming to portfolio sizing and risk management. So for positional, short-term and medium-term to long-term investor, how it should be? Divide your investable capital into 20 stock 20 stocks, the amount you should divide equally. See, suppose your investable capital is 10 lakh, then divide it into each bet of 50,000 in one stock. Charanjit sir earlier explained that don't put all your eggs in a single basket. So don't put all your capital in a single trade or in a single stock. Then risk should not be more than 10% from entry point in each stock, which turn out to 0.5% of your total capital. आपका capital है, your capital is 10 lakh. You are putting 50K in each stock. 10% of 50K comes to 5K, and 5K comes to 0.5% of 10 lakh. So this should be the maximum risk you can take. Then quickly exit if stop loss triggered. Do not wait in hope and increase the losses. Generally, this mistake, lot of people do this mistake. होप में बैठ जाएंगे, कभी ना कभी तो प्राइस ऊपर आएगा, अरे पर कितने साल बैठोगे वो ट्रेड में. ट्रीट स्टॉप लॉस एज योर कैपिटल प्रोटेक्टर फ्रेंड. ये चीज मुझे 2007-8 में नहीं समझ में आती थी, बहुत लॉस किया वो 2008 के फॉल में. एवरेज करते करते मारुति का शेयर एवरेज करते करते मेरा कैपिटल खत्म हो गया था. फिर डेली एक्सपेंसेस के लिए आई हैव टू वेट फॉर टिल द नेक्स्ट सैलरी. देन राइड द विनर्स विदाउट एनी प्राइस टारगेट. जनरली क्या होता है, अगर किसी ने कुछ बोला दिस स्टॉक इज वेरी गुड, immediately question comes, what is the target? Don't go for the target. See, in stock market, targets are not in our hand because we are not a big player, we are retail investor. Target decide करने वाले कौन है? The big players. They move the stock. We have to go with them. Then trail your winning stock to the maximum possible level with your trailing stop loss. और ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस अगर हिट हो जाए तो वहां पे कम से कम पार्शियल प्रॉफिट बुक करके लेके आओ. अदरवाइज द प्राइस विच हैज गॉन लाइक दिस एंड योर ट्रेलिंग स्टॉप लॉस सपोज हियर इट क्रॉस्ड दिस लेवल, then surely this may go down or go down, come again, go up, go down like this. So book at least partial profit when your trading stop loss triggers. Even a 50% winning ratio will also give you very good returns which can beat twice the inflation. अगर हम शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडर हैं तो हमको इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट से, इक्विटी ट्रेडिंग से अगर ट्वाइस द इन्फ्लेशन हमको रिटर्न मिल जाता है ईयरली और CAGR 15-16%, that is good enough. Day trader, risk management of day trader and capital, Amit bhai will talk about it. Now, what is the conclusion? First, do fundamental analysis. Keep ready your stock list. Check technical parameters of those stock. Take entry and exit based on your technical analysis. So first what we have done, first we have done the fundamental analysis. We have prepared our universe, our stock list. Then based on the technical parameters, we are entering into that stock and exit based on the technical analysis. High profitable bets are results of fundamental analysis coupled with technical analysis. Now Amit bhai, sorry. I am taking a little bit more time. So now check this strategy. If I run this screener, currently I am not getting any stock here. So what can we do here? We can go and backtest this strategy. See here the power grid. Its signal was on 27th March. First we will go to the daily chart and check what was the price on 27th March. Sorry, not 27th March, it was on 27th February. So 27th February is this, and 27th February the closing was 219 and high price was 219.95. If I take the entry with on the second day, yeah, if we see here, the volume of 28th is higher than 27th. When this volume crosses my, already here there was a signal of entry. I am waiting for a confirmation. Next day the stock opened gap up and then gone up, then again tested the earlier day close and closed at higher level. So on 28th, suppose I am taking the entry at 223. I am taking an example of highest point. From that, 10% stop loss. So 223 minus 10% comes to 207. If suppose here, if the stock is crossing down to 200 level, then I will exit. So I will put a bar here. So 200 is level is this. I can check here. Here it has taken a good support. So I will put stop loss of this price here. So I will take a stop loss of uh, low of 212 to 210, and with that I will take the entry. If this stop loss triggers first, then I will exit. Otherwise, I will trail the stock with 50-day moving average or 20-day moving average initially. Then the price is gone up, and again here it has given some zigzag move. Then this is the middle Bollinger Band. So if I exit here at 223, then I am not in a loss. But exit is very much important. What people does, they do not follow the trailing stop loss, they do not follow initial stop loss, and they go into the hope trade and sit on losses. Okay, so what is the final conclusion? High profitable bets are results of fundamental analysis coupled with technical analysis. So with this, I end my presentation here. The forum is open for question and answer, but it is better if we take the question and answer in last 15 minutes. I will be with you till the end of the session. The question answer session with my question answer session for my presentation and Amit bhai presentation. If we take it together, then that will be uh, good. Over to moderator. What you say? Shall we take the question answer here or at the end?
So at the end, we can take the question and answers round.
Okay. Then thank you very much. Charanjit sir, the Financial Market Committee of ICI, for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts here. And thank you very much, all the listener who had patiently listened me. And I hope you have learned something from this deliberation, and which will help you to grow your profit. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much, sir, for enlightening us by imparting your immense knowledge on the topic. So now it's time for our next and last speaker for the session. That is CA Amit Kulecha, sir. And I want to invite him with the brief introduction. CA Amit Kulecha, sir, has worked as a CFO of a branded Mumbai-based edible oil company from October 2003 to September 2009, and he converted a typically family-based partnership firm to a listed company in 5 years and raised close to 200 CR via IPO and other proceeds. He is in trading full-time since last 15 years in cash, F&O and commodities, and tracking global and local indexes, including commodities, currencies, and bonds, and their intermarket correlations and micro and macroeconomic data affecting trading. Sir is a follower of old school of classic charting and firm believer of technical analysis. And he has his findings for longer, medium, short-term trend and trading based on overall trend maintains and creates position. And he is excelled in following areas like Nifty, Bank Nifty trade via future option through various strategies. Second one is using Fibonacci, RSI, Bollinger, and EMA as technical tools with simple trend lines to generate trades. Third one, he's in intra-trading trade generation based on 1 to 5 to 15-minute charts and scalping for burst moves. Segregates positional trade from intraday trades based on momentum of the underlying. And Sir has trained more than 2,000 students across India since August 2018. So, welcome CA Amit Kulecha. Welcome, sir. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, am I audible, madam?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for inviting me. So, welcome all. Good evening, everyone. Jai Hind. So, before we proceed, I'd like to thank the Committee on Financial Markets for inviting me over here. Being a chartered accountant, I'm not into practice. I don't have any clients. And basically, I don't believe in fundamentals. Being a CEO also, I don't believe in fundamentals. So, today the topic would be purely based on technical, and I'll take very beginner's approach towards technical. So, welcome all. So, I can start now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So the topic would be very basics of technical analysis, because unless you understand what is basic technical, I
Sorry
don't
to
think.
interrupt you, sir. Your
Yeah,
voice is not clear.
Madam, how can I help it? Because this all is due to network issues that is not in my hands.
Okay, okay. No.
Okay, so whenever if I'm not audible or my screen is not visible, please do let me know. Okay, ma'am?
Sure, sir.
Okay, thank you. So let's start. So first of all, a disclaimer, very small disclaimer that this is purely for educational purpose. You need to do your own research for and your own studies. I'm not going to give you any trading advice or trading recommendations as such, and I'm not even SEBI registered. So before taking anything from my side, do consult with financial advisors. I've been, as ma'am I've already told you, I've been CA past 20 years, but I'm not into practice. I just had one job in my life, and I had very much clear in my mind that I don't want to pursue a career in any kind of job because I wanted to be independent. So I started way back in 2003 when the market was just evolving in India. Reason being that at that point of time, there were very few traders and very few full-time traders. And NSE introduced options in 2004 only. So probably we were one of the first ones to get a ditch of what options is all about. So before that, I'm not going to talk much about options because I don't have that much time today. So any other day, whenever people, whenever Gurchar invites me, I'll also like to discuss about options. So the first thing that you need to remember is pad pad vipada na tesham. इसका simple मतलब है कि at every step there is danger. There is no danger at 2 points of time in life. Can anybody tell me what are those two uh, stages when there is no fear in life? Anyone on the panel itself can answer that question. Even the panelists can answer to this. घनश्याम भाई आप बता सकते हो कब जिंदगी में रिस्क नहीं है? When there is no risk in life. Okay. So either you are not born or either you are dead. अगर ये स्टेज के बीच में हो, if you are born until you die, there is always a danger lying ahead in your life. कभी भी कुछ भी कहीं भी हो सकता है. कुछ दिन पहले की बात है, मतलब just before few days, there was an earthquake in Delhi. Before that, there was earthquake in Turkey also. So at every step of life, there is danger. Pardon, I didn't get it.
Yes, sir. Please carry on.
Okay, sir. So we never know what is going to happen next in our life. So you are at the safest place possible. But isn't there a danger there over an earthquake can come or any kind of calamity can happen? So at every step there is danger. So just to mitigate our risk, what will people do? We generally go and buy an insurance policy. Why? The reason we buy an insurance policy is to mitigate the risk because we never know at what point of time in our life we might have some health issue. We might have to face certain kind of any kind of problems can occur at any point of time. So just remember this thing: at every step there is danger. Even when you are trading, say Gancham sir have taught you, say one of the all the best techniques. Say I go and teach you all the best techniques possible, but still there is a danger. There is very high probability that that trade might go wrong because nobody knows whether what we have invested, what we are trading may go right or may go wrong. So remember first thing when you come to the market, this is not an easy play field. First of all, take it as a landmine where there is everywhere there is a mines for you. You have to know before entering that 110% my trade can go wrong. So if you are with that mindset when you take a trade or when you say invest in XYZ stock or take any kind of positions in markets, remember first thing that there is a risk involved in it. If you are able to identify the risk, okay, this much of capital or this percentage of capital, if I lose, I'm ready, I am happy. I don't have to means I can sleep peacefully in the night. I don't have to answer it to anybody. So come to the market only when there is free capital available. Free capital means it is out of your saving. You have not taken any loans. You are not indebted. Then only you should come to the market knowing very well in advance that yes, I might lose my capital. There was a recent this study disclosed by SEBI where they claim that out of 100 people, 89 people tend to lose money. So when the SEBI itself is coming and saying that boss, only 11 people make money. Out of the 11 people, almost 6 to 7 people don't even beat an FD return. So 89 plus 6 to 7, almost 95, 96%. The last 4%, people who make money, they, even out of that, only 2 people would be making, say, more than 12 or 13%. That is your basic inflation rate plus your GSEC. GSEC means government securities rate. So even if you are not able to beat that, boss, then which game you are coming into? This game clearly says okay, out of 100, 98 won't make money, or barest of the barest of the bare money, only 2% will make money. So before you enter the market, know what is your risk. Know this much I'm ready to lose. I don't have any issues. Because at every step there is danger. This is not said by me. This is said in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna. Second point I want to put is probably it takes around 3 to 4 years to complete CA, because when I was there, it was 3 years. I don't know about the current time frame, how much 3 years or 4 years, whatever it is. So when you when you start going to school, probably KG, then LKG, KG, or prep, or whatever it is, it takes almost 13 to 14 years to at least pass 12th exam. Then if you are say doing any graduation, it takes another 3 to 4 years. Or you are doing engineering, it takes 4 years. If you are doing MBBS, again it takes 4 years. After that, or even during that period of time, say for example, if I cleared my foundation exam, because we used to have foundation. Currently, I don't know what is the system of our CS, how do they go for their exams. So considering that somebody is giving a foundation exam and clearing CA also, clearing CA within the same time, even then probably it takes around 18 to 20 years, 15 to 18 years to at least get a degree. Forget about making money till now. 18 to 20 years of just getting a degree, whether you are becoming a doctor, whether you're becoming an engineer, whether you're becoming a CA, or you are going for an UPSC exam, or you're doing anything in life. Till that point of time, boss, you have only put in money. मतलब अब तक अपन ने सिर्फ पैसा डाला है. अब तक तो we have not made any money till now. We are spending our parents' money, or we have taken some loan to study, or whatever it may be, whatever may be the source of income. So when we are given 20 years of our life, just for study purpose, why do you think that tomorrow you will come to the market? Because Amit have given us such a good lecture, or Ghanshyam sir have taught us such good things. Tomorrow morning I'll go. Tomorrow means Monday morning I'll go. I'll put this strategy into work, and boss, see, I'll start making money. That doesn't happen this way. अगर मार्केट इतना ही इजी होता ना, तो मुकेश अंबानी सॉरी तो मुकेश अंबानी है ना बिजनेस नहीं कर रहा. Everybody would have been purely into markets, and nobody would have been doing their businesses. So everybody and anybody who comes to the market should understand one thing for very clear, that at least give yourself time to understand, learn the art of market. See, market is whether science related or art related. It is a combination of both. So give yourself time to understand the things. ऐसा नहीं है कि एक दिन में सब कुछ सीख के जाओगे. क्या आप सीए, आप प्रॉब्ली अपना सीए का कॉन्फ्रेंस चल रहा है, तो क्या हम सीए एक बार में बन गए थे? मतलब हमने सीए का फॉर्म भरा और सीए पास हो गए थे? नहीं. किसी को somebody would have passed in first attempt, somebody would have passed in second attempt, somebody would have cleared in 3 years, somebody would have taken 5 or 6 years. So when taking a professional degree is as such takes 3 to 5 years period, then why do we think that I'll go tomorrow morning in the market and start making money? Because market is it's just like gambling. I'll go, I'll gamble, and I'll make money. Because this things doesn't happen this way. If market was so easy, anybody and everybody could have come into the market and made millions and trillions of dollars. But sorry for being rude, but this is not how things works out in the market. So give yourself time, learn the basics of the markets, whether it may be fundamental, whether it may be technical, whether it may be a combination of both. It all depends on what kind of personality, what kind of person you are, what kind of traits you have, what kind of skills you have. So it all depends on you and not market. See, what happens is we enter market thinking we'll make money. But just like in the previous slide, I told you that at every step there is a risk. Everybody wants to make market. Nobody wants to lose market. But क्या हमने कभी सोचा है कि अगर मेरा लॉस होगा तो मेरा क्या रिएक्शन होगा? हम ये नहीं सोच के जाते. हम ये सोच के जाते हैं मार्केट में कि भैया मैं आज से पैसा बनाना शुरू कर दूंगा. And this doesn't happen this way. Again repeating, know yourself first. Whether you are very impatient, you are patient, you have all the patience in this world, you can sit on your teeth for years and months, you'll make very good money. Find out about company by fundamental, by technical, any process, by any manner possible. Sit on those teams. Find good stocks. Say, for example, Reliance, HDFC Bank. These are good stocks. No, but you want to go and buy a Yes Bank or Suzlon. We don't believe in Mukesh Ambani. We believe in Suzlons and Yes Banks of the world. But why so? Why do we need to find which is another HDFC Bank when HDFC Bank itself is telling you, boss, I am a very good buyer, buy me. I have given compounded return for last 20 years. Reliance is saying I am giving you returns for last 30, 40, 50 years. But no, we want to go and find something like a Suzlon or Idea or something like Yes Bank because we don't want to give time to the market. We want to time such penny stocks or such useless junk stocks. But no, we don't. We won't go and invest in good companies where just sitting on those stocks itself will give you compounding returns. So give yourself time to understand the market. Give your investment also some time. Don't think you have bought something today and from tomorrow morning onwards it will start running like hell and it will hit upper circuits or it will just double in a say a week or two because it was recommended on media, it was recommended by Amit, it was recommended by anyone. No. Since it is your money, you are only responsible for it. No one else is responsible for it. If you depend on somebody else, including myself, because you are in the wrong field then. You are in wrong field then. So what is investment? Everybody knows about Usain Bolt, the world's number one champion athlete. It took him 20 years. It took him 20 years to practice for those 2 or 3 or 4 minutes that he have run on the track. But what kind of efforts he had put in for 20 long years? He used to run daily. He have run less than 3 or 4 minutes and he had then made millions of dollars. So what does this teaches us? Because everything is good, everything is very good in long term, but you need to be consistent over that. You need to practice everything daily. Probably we are CAs, so many would be in practice, many would be in job. A doctor does practice. Okay. A CA does practice. Does an engineer have that kind of leverage they can practice? Or say a police officer have this liberty to practice? Okay, boss, at this place riots are happening. Go and practice. Can this happen? No. Say, can we ask an engineer to build a bridge just for practice purpose? No. What a CA does? CA can practice, CA can do job. So what we do? Why we always refer to our income tax act? Even if we know everything, what is return case, say for example, what is say section, because I'm not into practice, I've forgotten every section. Say section 142. What is written in 142, every one of us knows. But still when we go to an income tax officer and fight a case, we still refer to those books, mentioning, sir, this is notice under 142.1, this is wrong, this is right, whatever it is. So we are considered as doing practice. Same time a doctor is considered as doing practice. But an engineer doesn't have that liberty. But a police officer or an army person doesn't have those kind of liberties. I'll just play a small video for you people. Just a minute.
अमित भाई वीडियो का साउंड नहीं आ रहा है.
अभी आ रहा है?
No, sir.
Okay.
वीडियो का वॉइस वो ऑडिबल नहीं था.
एक मिनट. Now it is audible.
No, sir.
Okay, leave it. No issues. I'll share it with the presentation, so you can share it with everyone. Okay.
Sure, sir.
I'll just. Okay, so I'm audible now.
Yes, so you are audible.
Okay, so let's move ahead.
So remember this quote from Bruce Lee about practice. What he says was, "I don't fear the man who have practiced
10,000 kicks means different kind of 10,000 kicks. But I fear the man who have practiced one kick 10,000 times. So whatever you do, whether you test fundamentals, whether you test technicals, or whether a mix of both, just stick to one thing. Say if you are an expert in income tax, just practice income tax. Just practice income tax so much that you become the best in your industry. Nobody can beat you. Say when I was listening to Virat Kohli when he was very young, say 10 years back, he was very fat. So he decided if I want to play cricket, I just want to be the best in the world. Simple एक normal batsman बन के खेल लूंगा तो कोई मुझे जानेगा नहीं. And the dedication he puts into, the practice he puts into, has made Virat Kohli what Virat Kohli is today. So whatever you choose, whether technical, whether fundamental, whatever it is, just practice one thing. Just practice one simple thing and trust me, you will make money. But एक चीज को practice करने के लिए at least 10,000 hours देने पड़ेंगे. There is a very simple thing. At least give 10,000 hours. Minimum 10,000 hours. There is a simple saying in Marwadi also, because I'm a Marwadi, कि पहले 1,000 दिन अगर आपने कोई बिजनेस में सर्वाइव कर लिया, then next 1,000 नहीं, next 5,000 या 10,000 days आपके ही हैं. So survive for first 1,000 days in market. At least. Don't think you are born with some golden spoon. अगर गोल्डन स्पून के साथ ही पैदा होते तो मुकेश अंबानी के घर पे पैदा होते, बट हमारा इतना लक नहीं था. सो वी आर नॉर्मल, वी हैव बीन बोर्न इनटू अ नॉर्मल फैमिली. सो वी नीड टू क्या बोलते हैं उसको, we need to garner our skills in such a manner that we try to become the best. So for that you need to practice only one thing. Whether you follow simple trend lines, whether you follow technicals deeply like I do, or whether whatever you do, but just one thing only. Whatever you do, practice it again and again and again. Till the point of time that you remember each and everything about it. Say from start to end, you remember each and every word of a book. Till then, read that book. And the last thing I would like to tell is, just enjoy what you do. Whether you are making profit in the markets, whether you are making loss in the markets. The day you stop enjoying, that is the day when you stop living. As simple as that. So let's move to technicals. Okay, there are only 3 truths in the life. Can anybody tell me? One is death, the other is tax. Whether you like it or not, Modi ji will take away taxes from you in form of direct tax or indirect tax. And third thing, as a trader or investor in our life is loss. So take it for granted that whether you like it or not, one day you are going to die. Taxes, direct or indirect, you need to pay. Whatever may happen. आप कमाओ नहीं कमाओ, बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन हो, अबो पॉवर्टी लाइन हो, डजंट मेक अ डिफरेंस. जीएसटी लगना है तो लगेगा ही आपको. एंड थर्ड थिंग, एज अ ट्रेडर इन लाइफ इज अबाउट लॉसेस. So only certain thing in trading and investing is the uncertainty. What will happen next? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what will happen the next moment. Sometimes what happens is we are trading during live market hours. We are thinking, okay, my trade is going perfectly all right. I'm just riding the trend. Suddenly something comes out of nowhere. Before 25th January, probably nobody knew what Hindenburg was all about. Suddenly, everybody in India, including the world, knows what Hindenburg is all about. So, what might hit, we never know. So, just to remove this uncertainty, we always say, at least have a stop loss in places. I'm just coming to that part also. The one more part is that you need to survive. take this market as a jungle. When SEBI reports are out of 100, 89 people don't even make money. So at least first try to come on those 11 people territory. At least I am one of those 11 persons who at least is not losing money. Making or losing is a different part, but at least I am not on the losing part. कि मतलब भले मैं 10 ट्रेड कर रहा हूँ, 10 में से मैं 2 ट्रेड में भी अच्छा ट्रेड कर लिया. मतलब out of 10, even if say I have been ratios by 20%, but out of those 20%, I'm able to at least generate something positive. चाहे आधा % भी कमा रहा हूँ, I'm not a loss making trader. So at least survive those phase. Again, going back to the same principle, at least spend 10,000 hours in market. Then assess yourself whether you are able, whether you will be able to trade this market or not. When I left my job, I had told my spouse very clearly, if I'm not able to do well in next 2 years' time, I had that much saving. If not, I'll again go and find a job. I won't have a issue of finding a job. So she was okay, do whatever you wish to do. Still, till today's date, she keeps telling me, क्या दिन भर सट्टा करते हो, क्या सटोरिया बने हुए हो, कोई अच्छी सी जॉब कर लो. मैंने कहा तो मैं सीए की सारी चीजें भूल चुका हूँ, मुझे कोई क्लर्क की नौकरी नहीं है, अच्छा अकाउंटेंट भी नहीं रखेगा. आई डोंट इवन नो हाउ टू रन अ टैली. सो survive those phases, then decide whether you want to be into trading, whether you want to be in investing, whether you want to be full-time trading. See, everybody sees our job as a trader. Everybody sees my job as very तेरा सबसे अच्छा काम है. I ask them why. You don't have any bosses to complain. मैंने yes. You have liberty. You want to work, you can work. If you don't want to work, you can go on holiday any point of time. You don't have to report to anybody. But then I ask them a simple question. You get a salary or your client pays you on time or not even on time, but he at least pays you. What is the guarantee that if I'm in this market have taken responsibility to feed me every month? Is there a guarantee that market on first of every month will come and give me a check? About Samit, since you are a full-time trader, come take at least 1 lakh rupees from me. And since you have kids also, so you can survive your life. Do I have that liberty? No. There are certain point of time when even we don't make money. ऐसा नहीं कि हम रोज आते हैं सुबह वीडियो गेम की तरह वीडियो गेम खेलते हैं और रोज पैसा बन जाता है. लॉस हमें भी होता है. ठीक है. Probably my winning rate is around 35-37%. Rest of the time I'm losing money. Again, remember one thing: war is not won by dying. War is won by killing the enemy. So here our enemy is not the other person on the person who is trading opposite to us, but the war is within ourselves. See, there is something called हम बोलते हैं ना कि यार मेरा stop loss करके भाग गया, ये operator driven था. See, all this is nonsense. Nothing more than that. Our fight is within ourselves only. We don't have to go out to find anything else. Whatever is there, your fight is not with the price, your fight is not with the operator, your fight is not with the markets, your fight is within yourself. So you need to find yourself first. First, you need to find who you are in the market. If you are able to survive, again going back to the same point, at least 10,000 days, 10,000 hours, or at least 3 years, minimum 3 to 5 years, unless you see one complete cycle of 8 years. If you are not able to survive those things, probably you won't be having any longevity in the market. One more important point is that ROC is more important than ROC. So can anybody tell me what is ROC versus ROC? Anyone of the panel can also answer it. Because it feels that I am talking to walls. Because generally I don't conduct webinars in this manner. Yeah, Ghanshyam bhai, what is ROC? Why is ROC more important than ROC? See, in terms of CA, we have been taught about ROC. ROC means return on capital. But when it comes to market, forget about return on capital. It is more important, return of capital. Whether I'm able to recover my capital or not. Say I have come with 100 rupees in the market. You must be thinking, sir, let's make 10%. Let's assume that we are making 10%. So that 10% is return on capital. But I am least worried about return on capital. Whether I make 10%, 20% or 1%. For me, most important part is the 100 rupees that I bought into the market. Whether I am able to protect it or not. Whether my 100 have gone down to 95, whether my 100 have gone down to 50, or whether my 100 have gone down to 0. So return of capital in terms of market is more important. compared to return on capital. And the last part is the emotional question that we always carry into the market. The emotion parts on markets are very simple. One factor is greed, one is fear. When everything is hunky dory, when everything is going up, we get greedy. Because now there is no stopping of this market, I'm going to enter into this market. बस
वही टाइम होता है जब मार्केट का टॉप लगता है, आप ही टॉप पे पकड़ते हो. देन कम्स अ फेज वे मार्केट पैनिक्स.
वही टाइम होता है जब हमने जो टॉप पे खरीदा होता है उसको नीचे बेच के निकल जाते हैं. हम उसका कंपेयर भी नहीं करेंगे भैया कंपनी कैसी है. What is changing on daily basis? Tell me for Reliance. It should command as such a price. Okay. If market was driven by fundamentals, why should stock price change each and every day, each and every minute? Why? There should be a simple price discovery mechanism every quarter when the company declares a result. Say we have given Reliance a P multiple of 30. So Reliance comes with the EPS of say 100 rupees. So 30 into 100. So the fair value of Reliance should be 3,000. It should be traded at 3,000 only, unless some other news comes out. Say after a week news comes out, Geo is coming out with this, or XYZ is coming out with this. So why we have such kind of things that prices are fluctuating daily? Why prices are fluctuating daily? Because it is due to demand and supply. There are ideas. There are people who think this is worth buying over here. There are people who thinks this is not worth buying over here. So this was basic psychology. Now I'll move to technical part. I'll take this stop loss risk, everything later on. So what is technical? How many of you believe Bhav Bhagwan? And this is purely a myth, which have been taught to you by media, each and every fool that you will see around. By the end of this session, I'll change this theory to altogether. How many of you still believe price is God? And I'll change it at the ending session. Trust me. So why we trust technicals more than fundamentals? Reason is very simple. Fundamentals follow later, technicals come beforehand. Now if I have to say it in a very rude manner again, because when I speak truth. And it sometimes sounds rude. Say you are a CEO, you know company is going to announce the results. Or say you are into RBI, you know that in policy there is going to be 50 basis hike. Say you are a CA working at some company, you are into that department which takes care of declaring all the results, declaring all the news possible. Means you are into PR kind of a team, or whatever the team might be called. You are into that team which beforehand anybody knows you have got the information. You are making results. You know what are going to be the results, and you know what is going to be the impact of those on the price itself. Say, for example, you are going to give a very fantastic result. Say 100% growth in sales, 50% growth in PAT, 70% growth in EBITDA, etc. Reduction in debt. So you know that prices are going to jump. Since you know that prices are going to jump, but due to certain parameters of insider trading, you cannot go and trade that. But you have a very good friend like me. You come and tell me, Amit, let's meet personally. I said yes. You come and pass me this information कि जो भी पैसा बनेगा आधा आधा कर लेंगे, आधा आधा कर लेंगे. Isn't that possible? Isn't that possible or not? So, if fundamentals were to be everything, so fundamentals price already discounts those things. Whatever is going to come, somebody beforehand knows those informations. Somebody before you knows the information that is available. Many a point of time, we personally have seen that positions are built before result. The moment results are declared, those positions are cleaned off in the market. You must have also seen companies giving very fantastic results. But what happens is, अरे कंपनी ने बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट दिया, प्राइस तो अब इसका ऊपर जाएगा. वो प्राइस ऊपर नहीं जाता है, ऊपर में अपन ही फंसता है और प्राइस टैंक हो जाता है, गिर जाता है. कारण क्या है उसका? Because somebody is knowing that information. We don't know the information. So these kind of things do happening. So fundamentals are a lagging indicator. Technicals and prices are a leading indicators. Again, technical indicators and their corresponding parameters will tell you what to buy, what to sell. And more important than कि क्या खरीदना है, क्या बेचना, वो important नहीं होता है लाइफ में. What is more important is what not to buy, what not to sell. If I go and see a chart, let's talk about charts because I believe in watching charts. Say, for example, even if you can see it for yourself,
A simple chart, which is very basic to understand. What is this telling you? Is it worth the buy? Absolutely no. This is total bullshit chart. Okay. Is there any? Yes, it was a buy over here. I totally agree. Is this chart telling you that whether I should go and buy this one? No. But if I go and check something like this, okay, forget the name of the thing. What is this telling me? What is this telling me? Isn't this telling you, boss, please buy me, please buy me, please buy me? Okay, this is continuously telling you, please buy me. But no, I don't trust this one. So what I do is, I'm trying to find next. Which is next? Is this telling you to, is this a compelling buy? No. So what is charts telling me? It is telling you what to buy, what to sell, and again, more important than kya khareedna, kya bechna, when and what not to buy or sell. So the parameters will help you to determine whether when to take an entry, when to take an exit. See, entry is the most easiest part. I come and tell you, boss, I think market is going to say 25,000. Go and invest. So today, you go on my words and go and invest in market. कि अमित ने बोला 25,000 जाएगा. अब market कल को उल्टा हो जाता है. So do you know when to exit? Say we are sitting in a room. Everybody knows this is an entry point. We'll enter. But what happens in case a fire occurs in that room? We should also know where is the exit. If fire occurs on a room and say we are on the top floor of a 20-floor building, will we choose a lift or will we choose staircases? So we need to know where is the exit and when to exit. See, holding on to losing trades or investments is the most easiest part, which I don't need to teach you, which I don't even need to discuss with you. Each and every one of you are perfect in it. But what is important is when to exit, when to book losses. See, if you get too emotional with a stock, trust me, you will never make money in this market. If you get too attached to a stock, नहीं यार ये मेरा तो बहुत अच्छा स्टॉक है, मैं इसको जिंदगी भर नहीं छोड़ूंगा, जो भी हो जाए यस बैंक तो वापस 500 रुपए हो जाएगा. अरे होगा तब पता लग जाएगा चार्ट में यार क्यों उसके पीछे भागने का. जब रिलायंस बोलता है, एचडीएफसी बैंक बोलता है, आई एम अ वर्थ गुड लॉन्ग टर्म स्टोरी, बाय मी. नो, आई विल गो बाय समथिंग टोटली नॉनसेंस स्टॉक. So parameters will help you to determine when to enter, when to exit, what to buy, what not to buy. So trust all these things. So before we move to technical, there are few assumptions that we considered market always believes in. This is derived from Dow theory. Dow theory was a compilation of notes written by Charles Dow way back in 1890. He used to write for New York Post. So this is not written by Charles Dow himself. He used to write those notes in New York Post, and his friends compiled and called it Dow theory. So this is the oldest theory which is being time tested for last 140 years. When Ghanshyam sir also referred to Dow market is considered as mother market, the reason is very simple. Okay, the only market for which data is available of last 140, 150 years is Dow. Nifty is only 30 years old. And Nifty was launched in 1994. Sensex was launched in 1986, but the base effect was taken from 1979. So these are not much mature market. We are still developing market. Come to Dow, it is 140 years old market. So it has seen two world wars. Probably none of us knows what World War is all about. We have only read or we have seen in movies. The second is it has seen every kind of pandemic possible. The 1920 Spanish flu, 2020 COVID, plus I don't even know और कितने बीच में आए होंगे गए होंगे. Third, it has seen so many currency devaluation. Gold, the US dollar used to be gold back. Then it was decided by Nixon or so. I don't remember the exact name. Our currency won't be gold back. So it has seen everything possible. World wars, different wars with all the countries, nuclears, a nuclear war, nuclear being also thrown at this in Japan. So it has seen everything possible: recession, depression, stagflation, inflation, whatever you name. So this is the oldest market where you can check each and everything possible. Can you check those same things in Nifty? Possibly no. Can you check same thing in Sensex? Possibly no. So since we are talking about the mother market, so whatever we have derived, whatever theories have been derived, whatever technical parameters have been derived, whatever even fundamentals have been derived from the past study of Dow Jones or components of Dow Jones. So these are taken from there. These are not my principles. These are Charles Dow principle known as Dow theory, which assumes, they are basic assumptions, that market tends to discount everything. Discount means any information which is man-made. Man-made information means there might be company result, there might be policy decisions of a company, of a country. Say, for example, RBI is, we hear sometimes RBI is going to give a press conference. Do we know what kind of information the RBI governor or the deputy governor will come and tell you? None of us knows that. But there are some insiders who might be knowing it. Say, it might so happen that one night they may come and say, we are increasing the rate. So somebody knows the information. For example, 2016, demonetization came. So somebody in the inside was knowing that beforehand. So somebody had the information. So these are man-made information. So those things market tends to discount beforehand. Those things market tends to discount beforehand. What market cannot discount is the God-given gifts. Why I am saying gifts? God-given gifts means something like an earthquake, something like a tsunami. Why I am telling gifts? Because we have only created all these nonsense by destroying Mother Earth. हम इंसानों की गलती से ही ये सारी चीजें हो रही है. हमने पूरे प्लेनेट को इतना खराब कर दिया ना, इसके लिए भगवान अब आशीर्वाद दे रहा है कि बेटा तुमने जैसा किया है ना मेरे साथ, मैं भी आपको वैसा ही लौटा रहा हूँ. तो जैसा हम मदर नेचर को ट्रीट करेंगे, ऊपर वाला में वैसा ही गिफ्ट देगा. आई शुड नॉट नेम दैट एज गिफ्ट, बट जो हमने किया हमें उसका रिटर्न भी वैसा ही मिलेगा. सो दोज आर द इवेंट्स व्हिच नोबडी कैन प्रेडिक्ट up to 100% certainty. See, even there are so many scientific tools developed across globe which tries to predict a tsunami, which tries to predict an earthquake, but nobody exactly knows. If somebody was knowing the earthquake is going to come in Turkey, say NASA would be knowing it because it is one of the biggest space institutes. Even if NASA cannot predict this, then what is use of that thing? So nobody precisely can tell you what will happen at this point of time. Not even an astrologer, not even the person who might be knowing all the planetary position can come precisely and tell you, boss, at this point of time, tsunami is going to hit, exit this place. Or this time, earthquake is going to hit, exit this place. If this was known, probably so many people wouldn't have died in Turkey. Second, okay, one more point. What market cannot discount, the big discount factors, is an election result. Say in 2024, there will be elections in India. In November 23, there will be elections in US. So now nobody knows whether Biden will come back or not. So there will be a big question mark. Nobody knows whether Trump will fight elections or not. Say if Trump and Biden fights election, do any one of us can predict with 100% possibility whether Trump will come or whether Biden will come? Probably no one. Up to a certainty, आप भी जितना बोल सकते हो उतना मैं बोल सकता हूँ. कॉइन टॉस करके मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि भाई Trump आ जाएगा. So that is our probabilistic part. But with certainty, can we say what will happen? A country like India where 90 crore people will go to vote next year, can we with certainty say this party will come or this party will come or coalition government will come? No. So these are the things which market cannot discount completely. So market even at that point of time waits to see what is going to happen. So sometimes you see market getting paused before such big events. Why? Because market never knows what is the outcome that is going to happen. If you would have seen when the budget day happened, the recent budget day, because nobody was knowing what is going to happen, what Nirmala madam is going to come and say about the market part. She comes and talks about markets. So what she is going to do about market part? So if somebody was watching that day from 9:15 till 12:30, there was no movement in the market. Even we were sitting out, just doing nothing, just sitting out. Because market is not ready to factor in what will be the outcome. Whether she'll say, for example, she would have come and said, I increase taxes on long-term capital gain, or I decrease long-term capital gain, or whatever. Then market would have reacted. So market waited. Same time, election results, as the results keep on coming, as the probability of somebody getting chosen or somebody getting rejected starts happening. Now recently we'll have a Karnataka election. Just go and watch what happens on that day in market. The moment there will be a clear majority emerging, whichever party it may be, the moment you see Okay, this party is coming, market will tend to react to that. Before that, market will tend to sit, wait, watch what is going to happen. Acha, ye party aa rahi hai. Market is going to make its mind. Market means the big traders. You and me are not big traders. Big traders means institutions. Institution means domestic institution, including mutual funds, banks, LIC, your insurance companies, plus the foreign institution. They want to have a perspective, economic perspective about the markets. If this government is chosen, if this happens, we'll put in money. If not, we'll not put money. So that is one thing. And the second is that price tends to move in trend. And the third part is that history tends to repeat itself. So before we move forward, I'll try to explain a simple bit of trend, even if you understand. If in my this simple learning, I have not taken this topic very deeply today, as Ghanshyam sir did, because I believe many of you would be new ones in the market. Even if you understand these basic principles, trust me, you can be a good trader, good investor. So before we move forward, I'd like to focus first on the trends. Now, what are trends? Trends are basically three. There are three kind of trends. One is a primary trend. One is a primary trend, that is main trend, which is very big in nature, bigger time frames, multi years, multi months, multi quarters. Then there are counter trends. Means, say for example, you have taken a ball in your hand, and if you have thrown it on the ground, what will happen? The ball will touch the ground and bounce back. So consider that bounce as secondary trend. That is counter to the main trend. Okay. Then there will be a third trend. That is daily fluctuation. जो हम जिसको speculation बोलते हैं ना, जो रोज जाके मैं करता हूँ personally. So that is speculation, which have nothing to do with fundamentals, which have got nothing to do with anything else. So basically, as an investor, people who are investors, out of you, many would be investors, because you must be practicing, you must be having a job. If you're an investor, try to find a long-term trend. Sit over there and see what happens. Nifty from the inception date till today have given almost 15 to 16% kind of CAGR. CAGR, I don't need to explain to you. You all are CA, so you understand that. So Nifty has given a CAGR of 15%. 15% means you are at least beating inflation. You are at least beating your GSEC rate. Whenever we consider, whenever we talk about returns, it is always two components. One is GSEC. GSEC means government security. Government security currently is around 7.5%. Your inflation must be around 6-7%. So if you are able to beat that, fair enough. If you are able to make much more than that, best enough. So if you are able to find a prime trend, sit on those stocks, sit on those indexes. If you are not able, if you don't have time, go invest in mutual fund for at least 10, 15, 20 years. That is the period where will you definitely make money. आप सिंपल ये सोच के जाओगे मेरे पास 6 महीने के लिए पैसा फ्री है, मैं 6 महीने के लिए मार्केट में लगा देता हूँ, मेरा पैसा एटलीस्ट अमित ने बताया 15% बनता है, 7.5% छूट जाएगा, फिर वो 7.5 को मैं FD में डाल दूंगा और 7% छूट जाएगा, तो मेरा 15% बन गया साल का. Trust me, that might be a phase when the market would give you negative returns. Then what will you do? So find a primary trend, sit on those trends, put that kind of money into markets which you don't need for tomorrow. So if you have small kids, start investing from tomorrow. If not directly, go through mutual funds. At least after 20 years, when your kids would be growing, they would be needing money for education or any XYZ purposes. You will see the money that you have invested have grown multifold. Okay. So how to find a trend? Finding a trend is very simple thing. So for example, forget the name. Name doesn't stand for me. Whenever you see a chart, the first thing you need to do is hide the name. The moment we see a name, probably our emotions comes out. अच्छा यस बैंक है बेकार, मैं HDFC बैंक देखूंगा ना, मुझे अच्छा कंफर्ट लगता है, इसको कहीं भी खरीद लो, मुझे कोई इशू नहीं. तो नाम के साथ हमारा इमोशन जुड़ जाता है. सो व्हेन यू सी अ चार्ट, यू शुड नॉट बी बॉदर्ड कि व्हाट इज द नेम. नाम में कुछ नहीं रखा है, मुझे क्या किस चीज से मतलब है, और व्हाट इज द प्राइमरी ट्रेंड. Now you can simply see over here what is this trend. What is this trend? If I have to draw it on the line chart, even a blind man, if he was able to put a hand over it at each and every point, he would have said, "Boss, this is an uptrend. I need to buy this thing." So tell me, if you had bought, I was very young when I started market, so I didn't have that kind of knowledge. It was available at what 50 rupees when I started market. This was the point. 50 rupees approximately. See where it has gone. So why do we need to go and find something when something is coming and telling you with naked eyes, boss, I am a compounder for last so many years. I'm giving you returns. Just come and simply invest in me. You don't need to find anything else. See, if you want to become an analyst, I'll give you a very simple lesson in that. Take an Excel sheet. Every one of you know how to make an Excel sheet. Take HDFC Bank result of last quarter and quarter on quarter, last quarter. Multiplied by 20.2, 20%, you will get what is the result going to be. Because for last 20 years, results have been fixed. So we called it an Excel sheet bank. कि आप इसका रिजल्ट कोई बच्चा भी निकाल सकता है अगर जिसको सिंपल एक्सेल आती है इसका 19 से 20% ग्रोथ कहीं 19 से 20% मार्जिन कहीं नहीं जाता तो बहुत सिंपल है ना ये चीज कर लेने का सो हाउ टू फाइंड इट एंड फर्स्ट फाइंड इट ऑन अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम से इफ आई एम अ लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर फाइन because what is this trend your naked eye should come and tell you okay boys this is what is this trend telling you what is this trend telling you should you go and buy or should you go and sell so when I told you charts will tell you technicals will tell you what to buy this is telling you what to buy and what not to sell should we sell this should we sell this absolutely no so technicals is telling me trend is up I don't need to find anything else so if you are able to spot 10 such charts go invest in those 10 charts even 1,000 rupees won't even if you put 1,500 rupees per month buy one share of HDFC Bank at the end of the month at the end of the year, you will have at least 12 shares of HDFC Bank, which will give you a very good compounding returns over say next 20 years. I'm not talking about 2 years, not talking about 3 years, not 5 years. I'm talking about 20 years. So be a long-term investor. This is about primary trend. Now, what has happened over here? This was a secondary trend where previous lows get broken. I'll come to price action also. So this is a secondary trend counter to the main trend. Again, this entered into main trend of uptrend. So this is a primary trend for you. Secondary trend, something like this. What is this trend telling you? This is your primary trend, complete upside. Then this is no trend. This is no trend zone. Now what is again this? A trend zone. This is your primary trend. Even if you spot, say, if you put an arrow mark, you can, even a blind man can see what is happening. If this is an uptrend or downtrend. Now what is happening over here? This is a sideways trend, not sideways. This is a counter trend, secondary trend. This was your primary trend. This is your secondary trend. This is telling you that this trend is trying to bend a bit. So be cautious over here. If you bought something over here or any place, be cautious over here. If you get an exit, see, technicals are also telling you where to take an exit. So if it say it breaks below this level, probably this is an exit zone. Again, if it enters above this zone, re-enter. See, there is no hard and fast rule whether you can enter multiple times or no. There are no laws in this market. मतलब मार्केट में कोई ऐसा लॉ नहीं है या कोई किताब में नहीं लिखा है कि आपने अगर एक बार एग्जिट कर दिया तो आप वापस एंटर ही नहीं कर सकते या एंट्री कर लिया तो आप एग्जिट नहीं कर सकते जितनी मर्जी एग्जिट करो जितनी मर्जी एंट्री करो इट्स अप टू योर चॉइस सो find a primary trend see whether there is a counter trend move coming in this is your secondary trend if again say for example it takes a u-turn over from here this is a very good place where you should go and buy so technicals what technicals is telling me over here whether I'm into a long-term trend yes whether there was a secondary trend yes there is a secondary trend so now what is my decision when should I enter so what technical charts are telling you I need to buy when this crosses above this level with a stop loss slightly below this level. So this stop loss, for example, is coming 2%, take a bare minimum 3%, won't make a difference. Okay. So this is telling you that this is the least risk zone. And if by chance you are lucky enough, you have done all your hard work, you have find the primary trend, then you have find a counter trend to it, you are entering at the best zone possible. Now leave it to the markets. Now nothing is in your hand. You have taken an entry. You have taken an entry. Now is the right time to buy, sit, and wait patiently. Who knows? If it breaks above this, then what will happen? This is probably a small range. If this breaks, it might go much higher. Where it will go, probably I don't have any answers to it. So you need to set out main primary trend. If it breaks below this, exit, set out, wait patiently. There is no hurry. I can buy it at any point of time. So find a primary trend. See, anything is moving against primary trend. Yes, anything is moving against primary trend. Coming back to a secondary trend. Same case, like a ball is being thrown into air, coming back, going again up. If you are lucky enough, probably it might end something over here. Say, for example, it might go even higher. Any place it can go. So if you are lucky enough, you have taken a risk of say 2% and you are getting a say 20-30% return. What else you need in your life? So find a primary trend, find a counter trend to it. If you are able to spot a counter trend, see whether a reversal is coming. Keep trending onto it. And the final trend is a daily fluctuation. Daily fluctuation is nothing but रोज का सट्टा, which have nothing to do with fundamentals. इसका कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. एक न्यूज आ गया, इसके लिए चल गया. तो न्यूज तो पहले से किसी को पता होगी ना. If Geo NBFC, probably Geo NBFC if not mistaken, because I don't follow much of a news, but since I am into so many groups, तो कोई ना कोई न्यूज शेयर करता रहता है. मेरे पास नहीं चाहते हुए भी न्यूज आ जाती है. Because as a technical trader, I don't want to hear any news. Reason is very simple, and very simple. The first point, because market tries to discount everything. So if I am reading a news, you are also reading a news, that is only a news for us. Because somebody else is making that news. Somebody beforehand is knowing. So what happened over here? Somebody beforehand is knowing that this Geo will come out with this XYZ thing. What it did? Broken down. Okay. This was your breakdown point. Probably this was your breakdown point. Somebody knows this news is going to come out. Weekends got removed over here. One single fine day, 5%. So somebody knows beforehand, getting weekends out before the event. Event comes, good news comes, सबको लेना है. आज सबको लेना है. यहाँ पे कोई लेने नहीं जाएगा. यहाँ किसी को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है लेने में. यहाँ पे सबको इंटरेस्ट आ गया लेने में. मतलब वही जो कल 2200 में मिल रही थी, आज सबको 2300 में भी चढ़ के ले. Again, read this first line. The market tries to discount everything. So market was knowing beforehand something is going to come. So you might name them operator, you might name them insiders, you might name them anything, but doesn't make a difference. Market means the big participants know what is going to come. Remove weekends first, then ride the trend. So whoever would have entered over here is now very happy. He is at the least zone possible. So find a trend, find a primary trend, try to ride that trend till it lasts. If you are a speculative trader, then look about daily fluctuations. If not, investor, stick to at least monthly or weekly charts. Minimum to minimum weekly. If you are a long-term investor, don't see anything below a monthly chart. Forget whatever is happening. Don't see anything below a monthly chart. I met Samir Arora sir in Goa. So I asked him, sir, what time frame chart you see? Probably you must be seeing a weekly or monthly chart. Samir Arora just told me, boss, I don't even look at chart of monthly basis. I look quarterly or half-yearly charts. Below that, I don't even go and see what is happening on daily basis. I'm least bothered what is happening daily basis. I'm least bothered what is happening on monthly basis. His time frame was, I'm a long-term investor. I write the main trend. This is what he looks into. So if you're a long-term investor, try to find the main trend, sit onto it, ride it till it lasts. The problem with us is 2% बन गया ना, हम इतने खुश हो जाते हैं कि बॉस अपन से बड़ा कोई है नहीं, अपन ही भगवान है, वो वाला फीलिंग आने लग जाता है. 5% बना लिया, अरे बहुत हो गया, कितना चलेगा. अरे हाउ कैन यू प्रेडिक्ट के और कितना चलेगा और कितना बढ़ेगा. इट कैन गो टू से फॉर एग्जांपल यस बैंक इज ट्रेडिंग एट फॉर एग्जांपल trading at 10 rupees. Downside is limited. We know it cannot go below zero. Can it so happen that you are owning a Yes Bank and one day, say, RBI issues a notice to you, okay, Yes Bank have gone bankrupt, so you need to come and repay for that. Can that thing happen to us as a shareholder? Probably I don't think so.
Can a HDFC Bank go to 10,000 level? Yes. Can a HDFC Bank go to 1 lakh levels? Yes. Can it go to 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs? I don't know. So upside is unlimited always. Upside is blue sky. Downside we know cannot go below zero. So find the main trend, sit with it till it is not ending. The biggest money is made by sitting on main trends. If you go and see Rakesh Jhunjhunwala sir's portfolio, he is no more with us. So his biggest money which he have made is title. He is sitting in that stock since last 20 years. Last 20 years. मतलब उनको कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता होगा, वो छोटा 10% गिर जाएगा, 10% में तो अपने ना हाथ पैर फूलने लग जाएंगे, बट उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, मेन ट्रेंड पकड़ के बैठे. मतलब आई स्टिल रिमेंबर दिवाली ऑफ 2004 or 5 he started buying that stock, if not mistaken. Probably it was around 20 or 30 rupees. See, go and check the price now. Go and check the price now. And it is one of his biggest allocated stock also. So he's still sitting on those mega trends. As an investor, find those mega trends, sit with them till it is lasting. We should never presume that trend have ended. Presume again. We should never assume trend have ended. Let trend come and tell you I have ended. Now is the time, get out of me. Now is the time, get out of me. And again, understand trends won't be in a single this manner. ट्रेंड है ना, ऐसा स्ट्रेट लाइन नहीं चलेगा. बिटकॉइन नहीं है कि ऐसा कैसा बस स्ट्रेट यू रॉकेट बन जाएगा. ट्रेंड है भाई, ऐसा ऐसा फ्लक्चुएट होते चलेगा. इफ आई हैव टू प्लॉट इट समथिंग लाइक दिस, योर ट्रेंड वुड ऑलवेज बी लाइक, सॉरी, योर ट्रेंड वुड बी लाइक दिस, और ट्रेंड वुड बी लाइक दिस. ये ऐसा ट्रेंड बनने में आएगा. ऐसा भी ट्रेंड हो सकता है, ऐसा ऐसा ऐसा. ये अब ट्रेंड हो गया, रिवर्स में आपका डाउन ट्रेंड हो जाएगा. सॉरी, ऐसा डाउन ट्रेंड हो जाएगा. डाउन ट्रेंड के स्टॉक बताने की मुझे जरूरत नहीं है. आई डोंट नीड टू एक्सप्लेन यू व्हाट इज डाउन ट्रेंड स्टॉक. यू कैन फाइंड थाउजेंड ऑफ दोस स्टॉक्स, यस बैंक, यूनिटेक, आरकॉम, जेट एयरवेज एंड ऑल पॉसिबल स्टॉक्स. यू नो, as an investor you need to find these kind of stocks. ये वाला, ये आपका forte होना चाहिए. Whether find it by way of technical, whether by fundamental, whether by a mix of both. If you are able to just spot this also, no need to learn technicals. Simple line भी खींच लोगे ना, समझ में आ जाएगा. एक simple basic line, ये ऐसी लाइन तो समझ में आती है आपको. ये एक सिंपल लाइन मैंने बना ली कि मेजर ट्रेंड क्या चल रहा है, मुझे समझ में आ गया मेजर ट्रेंड क्या चल रहा है. अब चल रहा है, किसका क्यों दिमाग लगाने का. व्हाई डू वी नीड टू पुट ब्रेन. दिस इज नॉट अ इनकम टैक्स केस जहाँ मुझे कुछ पढ़ के लगाना है. सिंपल सा एक ट्रेंड लाइन बनाया, मेरा काम हो गया. मैं इतना सिंपल मेरा स्टडी रखता हूँ कि भैया सिंपल लाइन खींची, समझ में आया, इन्वेस्ट करके चुपचाप बैठ जाओ. क्यों दिमाग लगाना है. क्यों मैं रोज रोज सुबह उठूं 9 बजे और रोज इस माथापूरी में गिरूं. मेरा अच्छा प्रैक्टिस चल रहा है, आई एम इनटू अ वेरी गुड जॉब, आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग इनटू द मार्केट. व्हाई डू आई नीड टू बी पैशनेट अबाउट मार्केट when market can work for me? Why should as a labor I go and work for the market? See, my bread and butter is trading, so I need to come daily. But if you are into a job, if you are into a practice, your practice is good, your job is going good, why you need to worry? Go find long-term stocks, invest in them and forget. Forget the daily fluctuation. What is the stock telling you? Forget the name. What is this telling you? What is this telling you? Should you go and buy or go and sell? Simple. It is as simple as that. What is this telling you? Same time, what is this telling you? ये क्या बोल रहा है आपको? ये क्या बोल रहा है आपको? खरीदना चाहिए, इसको बेचना चाहिए. टेक्निकल क्या बता रहा है? क्या खरीदना है? टेक्निकल क्या बता रहा है आपको? क्या खरीदना है? ठीक है, क्या नहीं बेचना है. सेम टाइम टेक्निकल बता रहा है क्या नहीं खरीदना है और क्या बेच सकते हैं. ये नहीं खरीदना है, इसको बेच जरूर सकते. अब नाम कुछ भी हो, नाम से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. So technicals will always come and help you in this manner. So at least when you are building a portfolio, at least you can avoid such kind of stocks when you are seeing the boss, this price is going daily down. Why should I go and buy it? So this is how you need to identify a simple trend just by an observation. आपको कोई लाइन खींचने की भी जरूरत नहीं. सिंपल एक चार्ट खोला, कोई भी साइट, फ्री की साइट, पेड साइट, जैसा आपको मर्जी करो. Just by
Simply watching a monthly or a daily or a weekly, whatever time frame suits you. Just just by plain observation, with your naked eyes, you can understand, boss, what is happening. No rocket science is involved in this study. So tell me, either any rocket science is involved over here. When I'm watching this chart, there is nothing else over in this chart. If I plot it on a line basis, line chart is simply telling you, बॉस मैं नीचे ही जा रहा हूँ. ये कंपनी का प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी पकड़ लो. ये कंपनी की बात नहीं कर रहा है. कंपनी की अपनी जैसे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी गिरती है ना, तो ये वैसे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी दिखा रहा है कि इसकी प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी गिर ही रही है. मतलब कंपनी की प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी नहीं, जैसे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी का अपना चार्ट होता है कि भैया पहले इसका अगर मार्जिन 15% था तो 10%, 5%, तो डूबने वाली कंपनी. समझ में आ रहा है. तो लाइन चार्ट भी तो वही है. प्राइस मुझे यही तो बता रहा है कि मैं नीचे जा रहा हूँ. मैं एक सिंपल ग्लांस करके देख के बता सकता हूँ प्राइस क्या बता रही है मुझे. मुझे प्राइस से समझना नहीं है. मुझे तो न्यूज मेरे पड़ोसी ने दे दी, इंटरनल ऑडिटर ने दे दी, XYZ ने दे दी, टीवी पर सुन लिया, अखबार में आ गया, अमित ने बोल दिया, फलाना ढीगरा सब ने बोल दिया. मैंने बैलेंस शीट स्टडी कर ली. बैलेंस शीट बहुत मजबूत है, सब कुछ कर लिया दुनिया का, बट सिंपल एक ही काम नहीं किया. मैंने इसका ट्रेंड ना देखा. अगर मैं सिंपल सा इसका ट्रेंड देख लेता तो मुझे अक्कल आ जाती. ये सब चीजें बेकार है, बाहर उठा के फेंको. ये सारी चीजें कोई काम की नहीं है. क्यों? मुझे सिंपल naked eyes is telling me this is not worth buying. No problems. No, we should not waste our time and money in this kind of a stock. Where should I go and buy this kind of a stock, which is telling you, yes, I'm going up. Buy me? No, but I'm. What we are going to say? No, you are not worth. You are worth. ये सस्ता है ना, तो सस्ता कभी तो महंगा होगा. See, costly will keep getting costly, and cheap will keep getting cheaper. There is one again saying in Hindi, सस्ता रोए बार बार, महंगा रोए एक बार. तो आप कोई अच्छा कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करोगे ना, तो एक बार ही माथापोड़ी करनी है आपको स्टडी करने की. फिर कोई माथापोड़ी नहीं करनी स्टडी करने की. अरे ना आपको बैलेंस शीट की जरूरत है, ना फंडामेंटल समझने की जरूरत है, ना जो घनश्याम सर ने इतने सारे रेशियो बताया. मैं सीईओ हूँ, मैं सब कुछ भूल चुका हूँ. मैं देखता भी नहीं बैलेंस शीट में क्या है. कभी कभार कुछ बहुत अच्छा स्टॉक ढूंढना होगा तो फंडामेंटल पे आपको चाहिए, आप स्कैन कर लो, वरना उस पर टाइम खराब करो. बेटर होता है एक सिंपल सा चार्ट खोलो, 1 सेकंड लगा. कितनी देर लगी ऑब्जर्वेशन करने में? 1 सेकंड में आप ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हो क्या हो रहा है. तो सब कुछ तो प्राइस में आ गया. अब मैं जाके क्या ढूंढ रहा हूँ कहीं पर? मैं क्यों जाके ढूंढ रहा हूँ वैल्यू, जब वैल्यू खुद बोल रही है देयर इज नो वैल्यू इन मी. अगेन आई एम गिविंग वैल्यू. Then it is your mistake, and then you come and blame markets. Ke market are wrong. Because market is never wrong. We people are wrong. So finding a trend is very simple. You can observe it with naked eyes. If not with naked eyes, just keep on changing time frame. What is this monthly time frame telling you? I am down. What is this weekly time frame telling you? I am down. So 2 time frames have confirmed me. What is my third time frame telling me? Daily, telling me down. So when we do multiple time frame analysis, what we take into consideration is 3 time frames. In long periods, we take monthly, quarterly, monthly, weekly. If in a short, medium term, then take monthly, weekly, daily. If you are trading on daily basis, then take daily, hourly, and 15-minute candles, or weekly, daily, and hourly candles. Okay. Even with simple observations, you can find what to buy, what not to buy. Isn't this telling you what to do with this currently? Now, whether this trend is up or down, tell me. Probably this is not an uptrend anymore now. Reason is very simple now. Before moving into that, I'd like to add something to it. Just a minute. Huh? So what is trend? Trend is nothing but overall direction of the combined highs and combined lows. Okay. There can be uptrend, there can be a downtrend, and there can be sideways. What is sideways? Sideways is nothing but say something like this, which doesn't move for years and years and years altogether. This is your sideways. Can you say what is trend over here? Can you say what is trend over here? Going nowhere since a long period of time. Can you tell me what is trend over here? If you just plainly observe it. This one. Was it going anywhere since 2010 till 2019-20? Probably till this phase. Yeah, this phase. This phase. Was it going anywhere? This is sideways phase. Can a stock go into sideways phase? Yes, for years and years altogether. This was for almost a decade. After a decade, see what happens. यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी आपने पैसा लगाया होगा, ना कमाया होगा, ना गवाया होगा, मतलब चांसेस हाई है गवाने के। 10 साल में स्टॉक ने कुछ नहीं किया, बट जब चला तो रॉकेट बन गया। Same if I have to give again a very good example, this stock. For 10 years, almost from 2009 till 2017, till the Geo announcement came, the stock did nothing. And but when it broke out, it just gave a multiple year return, multifold returns. So try to find stocks which are making huge bases, which are good blue chip, which are good stocks. Fundamentally good stocks, find it fundamentally, technically good stock, find it in such a manner which are making a very good base. Wait for them. You'll need to wait for years, sometimes in them to give you returns. अब अगर ये स्टॉक आपने यहाँ कहीं भी खरीदा होगा, 1 रुपया किसी ने ना कमाया, ठीक है, बट जब ये ब्रेक दिया इसने, तब आपने जितना पेशेंस था, 400 का 2400 हो गया, 2800 हो गया, मतलब 7x इन लेस देन 7 years. जब चलते हैं तो रॉकेट फिर फाड़ के चलते हैं स्टॉक, ठीक है. सो यू नीड टू फाइंड व्हाट इज ट्रेंड. Whether trend is sideways, ignore it. When trend is up, buy it. When trend is clearly down, sell it or avoid it. So this you can, okay. So how to find what is trend? So in simple terms, let's go to an Excel sheet first. Ma'am, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, it would be a bit later for us. Will that help? मतलब थोड़ा सेशन एक्सटेंड होगा, चलेगा ना?
So
If
for
you don't,
how minutes you want to extend?
probably 15-20 minutes more after 9 o'clock.
Okay. Let me ask.
Yeah, please. Till then, I am continuing. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Say how to find what is the current trend. Say for example, we are talking about day. Say for example, this is day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Day can be day, period. Let's take it period. It can be a period of say a 1 month period, 1 week period, 1 day period, whatever you wish to find. Just find out what is the high of that day and what is low of that period. Say for example, the high is 105 and say low is 102. Just taking an example. The next day high is 106 and low is 103. Can we compare this high with this high? Yes or no? If yes, I have something in place called a higher high. A higher high denotes I'm telling you very basics. Even if you understand these concepts, you can again go and make money in the market. Trust me. कोई complex science सीखने की जरूरत नहीं इसके लिए. I can name it as a higher high because previous days, current days high, current period high is higher than previous day high. Same time, what is this happening over here? Is this low is higher? The current period's low is higher to previous period's low. So this is high and low. Just simply identify this. If this is the thing, you can conclude, or the interpretation that you can take is a higher high HH and a higher low is forming. Simple interpretation. कुछ इससे ज्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना. Say for example next day. अब मेरे लिए फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये बेस डे हो गया, ये बेस हो गया, ठीक है. ये अभी मेरे लिए एक और ऊपर का बेस हो गया, ये नीचे का बेस हो गया, ठीक है. अब अगेन ये 107 बनाया तो क्या हुआ? हायर हाई, सॉरी, हायर हाई अगेन हायर हाई. बट अगर ये बेस तोड़ देता है, से फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसने वापस 102 ही बनाया, तो अभी है क्या बनाया कंपेयर टू प्रीवियस डे. अब मैं प्रीवियस डे से कंपेयर कर रहा हूं, तो इसने यह बनाया एक लोअर लो, एक लोअर लो. अब इस टोटल पीरियड का अगर मैं कंबाइन करता हूं, अब मैं भूल जाता हूं कि ये कोई दिन भी था, ठीक है. मैं भूल जाता हूं एक बार के लिए कोई दिन पीरियड भी था ये, ठीक है. ये पीरियड एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता फॉर एग्जांपल मेरे लिए. तो अब मेरा ओवरऑल स्ट्रक्चर क्या हो गया? एक हायर हाई बना, एक लोअर लो बना है अभी तक, या प्रीवियस डे के रेंज में ही अभी तक कुछ नया नहीं हुआ है. अब यहाँ पे जाके नेक्स्ट डे ये 108 कर देता है और ये 101 कर देता है. तो क्या हुआ, एक लोअर लो और एक हायर हाई फॉर्म हुआ है। अब क्या हुआ है, ये प्रीवियस डे का रेंज ब्रेक कर दिया, यहाँ पर जाके मुझे हो जाना है कॉशियस। अगर मैं कोई चीज बाय करके बैठा हूँ, आज तक तो मैंने जिंदगी में कभी स्टॉप लॉस लगाया नहीं, यहाँ जाके मुझे एक स्टॉप लॉस लगा देना है। कहाँ पर, दिमाग में नहीं, सिस्टम में, कि भैया फॉर एग्जांपल अगर 101 के नीचे पीरियड 5 को गया, मैं मेरी पोजीशन काट के निकल जाऊंगा। नेवर बी इमोशनल विथ योर लॉसेस। इफ यू हैव टू बी इमोशनल विथ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल योर फैमिली, देन योर फ्रेंड्स, बिफोर दैट योर कंट्री। उसके बाद बच जाए तो अच्छे खासे जो दोस्त है, अड़ोसी पड़ोसी है, उनके लिए। ट्रेडिंग करना हो, इन्वेस्टिंग करना हो, तो इमोशन अपने घर पे रखते हो, या इमोशन का कोई काम नहीं है। बस आता है, बटन दबाओ, निकल जाओ। कोई भरोसा नहीं है 101 का। एक दिन ऐसा आएगा कि आ, ऐसा हो गया तब क्या कर लोगे, या ऐसा हो गया तब क्या कर लोगे। चांस तो यहाँ तक भी है, तो इसके लिए निकल जाओ ना एक बार। वापस आएगा, वापस ले लेना। देयर इज नो एंट्री एंड एग्जिट रूल्स। मतलब मल्टीपल एंट्री एग्जिट का तो कोई ऐसा लॉ बना ही नहीं है कि हम नहीं कर सकते। तो आप सिंपल समझ जाओ कि भैया प्राइस इंप्लीकेशन क्या आ रहा है। वेदर आई एम मेकिंग अ हायर हाई, हायर लो, if I am making a higher high, higher low, my interpretation is it is a bullish. I'm going to ride it. It is bullish implication. Say for example, I take this case. What is happening over here? Forget the period. ये जो हाई लगा, ये जो लो हाई, इसका लो हाई अगर मैं कंपेयर करूं तो इससे हाई है। इंप्लीकेशन क्या निकल के आता है मेरे लिए, प्राइस ऊपर की तरफ जा रहा है। तो अगर मुझे कल डिसीजन लेना है क्या करना है, तो कल मुझे डिसीजन सिंपल लेना है। अगर इसके ऊपर जाता है तो मैं बाय कर लूंगा। स्टॉप लॉस मुझे रखना है तो यहाँ का रख सकता हूँ, यहाँ का रख सकता हूँ, एज पर माई रिस्क एपिटाइट। ये एक हुआ हायर हाई का कॉन्सेप्ट, हायर लो का कॉन्सेप्ट, जब मुझे सिंपल प्राइस को कंपेयर करना है। इतना तो आप बेसिक नेकेड आई से कर सकते हो कि भाई प्राइस को प्राइस से कंपेयर करके देखा। जो भी ट्रेंड आप क्रिएट कर रहे हो, आपने डेली पे देखा अच्छा लग रहा है, बट वीकली में जाके देखा नहीं यार ये ऐसा कर रहा है, तो अभी दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट अपने पास क्या हो जाएगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल वही पीरियड पकड़ते अपन, वही पीरियड पकड़ते अपन जहां मैं कंपेयर करने जाता हूँ प्राइस क्या है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये प्राइस लगा है 101, यहाँ लगा है 95। नेक्स्ट पीरियड 2 को लगाया प्राइस इसने 100, इसने लगाया 94। अब ये क्या हो रहा है, ये लोअर हाई है और ये लोअर लो। बहुत सिंपल है। इसका मैं क्या इंटरप्रेट कर सकता हूँ कि भैया प्राइस नीचे की तरफ जा रही है, रोज नया लो बना रहा है, हाई को भी नहीं तोड़ रहा, तो मेरे लिए इम्प्लीकेशन क्या हो गया, बियरिश। यहाँ पे मुझे क्या करना है, इसको बाय नहीं करना है। अगर मुझे चाहिए तो मैं सेल कर सकता हूँ। तो टेक्निकल पैरामीटर्स ने मुझे बहुत सिंपली बता दिया। इससे ज्यादा सिंपल कुछ नहीं हो सकता लाइफ में। ट्रस्ट में, इससे ज्यादा मैं सिंपल आपको कुछ भी नहीं बता सकता। इतना सा भी समझ के कल से इन्वेस्टिंग करोगे, ट्रेडिंग करोगे, ये कॉन्सेप्ट भी याद रखोगे, समझ में आ जाएगा मुझे कब क्या स्टेप लेना है, क्या नहीं लेना। अगर 100 गलतियों में से आपने 20 या 30 मिस्टेक्स भी निकाल दी, तो आपको उतने नंबर ऑफ ट्रेड ज्यादा मिल जाएंगे सर्वाइव करने के लिए। तो ये दूसरा कॉन्सेप्ट हो गया मेरे पास, हायर हाई, लोअर लो का। अभी कैसे निकला, अगर मैं इसको कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ इस कैंडल से, ठीक है, आप कैंडल यूज करो, लाइन चार्ट यूज करो। आप लाइन भी यूज करोगे तो सिंपल समझ में आ जाएगा। ये क्लोज कहाँ था, 901 पर, ये क्लोज ऊपर था, ये क्लोज कहाँ पर आया, इसके नीचे आया, इसके नीचे आया, तो सिंपल डाउन ट्रेंड चल रहा है। कैंडल से कंपेयर करोगे या जो भी कर रहे हो, इसका हाई कंपेयर कर लो, नीचे की तरफ है। इसका लो कंपेयर कर लो, नीचे है। तो क्या है, लोअर हाई, लोअर लो फॉर्मेशन, मतलब डाउन ट्रेंड में है। अभी भी क्या इसने इस हाई को निकाला है, नहीं निकाला है। तो मेरा वीकली टाइम मुझे क्या बोल रहा है कि यार, भले ही मेरा डेली टाइम फ्रेम बोल रहा है हायर हाई हायर लो बना है, परफेक्ट, बहुत अच्छा चीज। वीकली टाइम फ्रेम मुझे क्या बोल रहा है, सॉरी वो कौन सा था, हाँ मंथली, सॉरी मंथली टाइम फ्रेम क्या बोल रहा है, नहीं यार इसको एटलीस्ट इसके ऊपर निकल जाएगा, तो मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं उसमें जाके कर सकता हूँ। वीकली क्या बोल रहा है, वीकली बोल रहा है कि प्राइस ना तो ऊपर है ना नीचे। तो ये मेरा थर्ड फॉर्मेशन आ गया। थर्ड फॉर्मेशन क्या हो गया कि जहाँ हाई हाई भी बराबर हो सकता है, लो लो भी बराबर हो सकता है। ठीक है, जिसमें हम बोल सकते हैं कॉन्सेप्ट करके कि वेयर हाई इक्वल्स टू हाई, मतलब जो प्रीवियस हाई था, और लो इक्वल्स टू लो, ये कॉम्बिनेशन हो सकता है। इसमें लो हाई लो भी हो सकता है, सॉरी हाई लो भी हो सकता है, और लोअर हाई भी, सॉरी 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 इसमें आपका हाई लो हो सकता है और लोअर लो, दोनों पॉसिबिलिटीज है। ठीक है, इसमें आपका रिवर्स पॉसिबिलिटी है कि हायर हाई हो सकता है या लोअर हाई भी हो सकता है, दोनों पॉसिबिलिटीज है। तो ये जो दो प्राइस है, ये है आपकी कंफ्यूजन वाली। यहाँ आपको डिसीजन नहीं लेना है, यहाँ आपको सिट एंड वेट आउट एंड वॉच करना है। बुलिश क्या है? हायर हाई हायर लो, सिंपल कंटिन्यूशन अपसाइड चल रहा है, दैट इज बुलिश फॉर मी, आई कैन गो एंड बाय। What is bearish? Lower high, lower low. I can go and say no issues. The problem comes when high equals to high, but with it there can be a higher low or lower low, both possibilities. There I don't have to take a decision unless a high is broken or a low is broken. Same complexity will come to me in case of a low, if it equals to low, where it can be a higher high or a lower high, both possibilities. These are two conditions where I don't have to take a decision. So in a nutshell, I have four results with me. One is bullish, higher high, higher low. So I can draw this conclusion in the final. Okay, I've already over here. So you can, rather than this, because you have less time over here. So this is simple. A higher high, higher low, that is uptrend. A lower high, lower low, a downtrend. The next one being higher high, lower low, that is the outside bar. And last one is lower high or higher low. It can be both possibilities. These are two places where I don't know, where I don't have a decision to take. I need to sit and wait and watch. So what were we talking about? We found a trend. हमने एक ट्रेंड पकड़ा, कैसे बेसिस पर? हायर है, हायर लो के बेसिस पर। यही आपको पहला इंडिकेशन देगा। दिस विल गिव यू फर्स्ट इंडिकेशन वेदर अ ट्रेंड इज अप, वेदर ट्रेंड इज डाउन। कंपेयर इट डेली बेसिस, hourly basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever time frame suits you, your personality, your trading or investing style. Second is, after you have found a trend, you need to see what price action is telling you. So what price action is all about? Price action is nothing but again the same direction, finding what is price doing in that particular period of time. So what are prices driven by? Can prices be justified? Why Reliance is, say, for example, 2200 today or 2200 tomorrow? Now tell me, if I have to ask you a very simple question, this is Nifty for you. This is Nifty. Say this is 18,000. Okay. Forget. What is 18,000 on Nifty? It is nothing, a random number. 18,000 निफ्टी का क्या लेना देना बताओ? 18,000 हो, 20,000 हो, 25,000 हो, क्या इंप्लीकेशन है इसका? क्या उससे कुछ निकल के मतलब समझ में आता है? Does Nifty at 18,000 और Nifty at 20,000 makes any difference? Absolutely no. Nifty 18,000 हो गया हम खुश हो जाएंगे, Nifty 18,000 हो गया तो कोई दुखी हो जाएगा. Means at 18,000 somebody will be happy, somebody will be very sad. At 90,000 somebody will be happy, somebody will be very sad. Who will be happy? Who will be riding that trend from say for 18,000 to 19,000? Who will be sad? Person who would be waiting, can you 18,000 हो गया, कल 17,000 आ जाएगा, means 70,000 will come. I'll go and buy over there. And now he's seeing at 18,000, 19,000, sorry. And now he's at loss of word कि क्या करूं क्या ना करूं, वो सर पकड़ के रो रहा है. दूसरा कौन जिसने 18,000 पे शॉर्ट करके बैठा है, मतलब बेच के बैठा है, और वो 19,000 हो गया, वो रो रहा है बैठ के. तो 18,000 एज सच इज नथिंग. 18,000 का क्या लेना देना है? 18 की जगह आप इसको 19 कर लो, 15 कर लो, 25 लिख दो. उसका निफ्टी 25,000 जाने से आपका पैसा बन जाएगा, निफ्टी 15,000 जाने से आपका पैसा बन जाएगा. These are nothing but numbers. These are nothing but random numbers. What is more important? What is more important is whether 18,000 for me, say for example, this is 18,000. For example, if I have bought over here, या मैंने खरीदा है और ये मेरे फेवर में गाड़ी चल रही है, this is moving in my favor. I have booked a ticket from Mumbai to Delhi. The train is running on track. I am very happy. Vande Bharat is telling me I'll reach in 12 hours. The train is on time. I don't have any issues. Let it be 12 hours, 5 minutes. It won't make difference in my life. Fair enough. So what is 18,000 for me? As a bull, as a buyer, I'm very happy because I'm riding this train. Same time, somebody would have sold over here. He would be very sad. So 18,000 is a random number, nothing else. What is more important is the direction of the price. Whether the price is moving up or whether the price is moving down. That is more important. So what price action suggests you is the direction of the price and not the price itself. So 18,000 is what? Nothing a random number. 18,000 is just a price. 18,000 is just a price. But what is 18,000 now over here for me? This one or somebody who would have shorted for him? What is 18,000? It's direction of price. That is price action. So the myth that we carried that भाव भगवान है भाव 18,000 है 18,000 का क्या लेना देना जिंदगी में nothing. There is zero importance to this 18,000. What is more important is the direction of the price, whether upside or the downside. That is what is price action is all about. So try to find what price action is. This is your price action telling you what I am doing. If you just nakedly see with your naked eyes, what is price telling you? I have taught you very simple concept called higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. आप गाड़ी में चुपचाप बैठे रहो, जब लगा लोअर हाई लोअर लो बना, निकल जाओ एटलीस्ट इतने पॉइंट तो राइट करने को मिला. क्या जाता है राइट करने में, कुछ गया अपने घर का नहीं गया, चुपचाप लेके बैठ जाओ. इससे सिंपल क्या सिखा सकता हूं मैं, बताओ आपको. इससे सिंपल मार्केट नहीं होता है. आपको 50 टूल यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपको बैलेंस शीट उठा के माथा पूरी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't need to go and bang your head on 50 different instruments. You just need to simply understand what price action is telling you. So again, coming back to my basic question, the first question that I asked you was about a myth. So how many of you still believe Bhav Bhagwan? Price is not God. The direction of price is more important for you. So just understand the direction of price, life is sorted out. Simple price action समझ जाओगे, जिंदगी में और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. Now what is fair value? Nobody can decide. Whether airline should be trading at 2,000 or 3,000, even God cannot comment upon it. कि भैया 3,000 पर ही चलना चाहिए, 3,000 का प्राइस अच्छा है. नहीं, भगवान को भी नहीं पता क्या फाइनल प्राइस होना चाहिए. Because there is no science about it. So prices are, मतलब market is not a laboratory where you can go and test कि भैया मैंने this I have used से Gajam said about something about William O'Neill or all those or Graham Bell number or whatever it is. So they can give you a fair value, but what will be the exact value? Nobody knows. Is this is again not a courtroom where there are laws written कि भैया इसका प्राइस तो यही होना चाहिए, ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. ये अपना कोई इनकम टैक्स एक्ट नहीं है कि जहाँ पे कानून बन गया कि प्राइस इसका यही होना चाहिए, इसके ऊपर जाएगा, इसके ऊपर जाएगा, कुछ जिसकी जैसा मर्जी करेगा. There is nothing which can determine the exact fair price for itself. There is nothing which dictates the price. It is only an idea between a foolish buyer and a foolish seller. Who is foolish would be proven at the end of the day, at the end of the contract. जब मैं उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से एग्जिट कर जाऊंगा, अगर प्रॉफिट बना लिया तो मैं फुलिश की जगह स्मार्ट बायर बन जाऊंगा. अगर मैं एग्जिट कर गया लॉस में तो मैं फुलिश बायर बन के रह जाऊंगा. सो प्राइस इज नथिंग बट exchange of idea. I think Reliance is worth a buy at 2,200. You think Reliance is not worth a buy at 2,200? That is your idea. You think fundamentally Reliance should be at 3,000? Somebody would come and say, an analyst would come and say, Reliance should be trading at 1,500. We keep on seeing all those reports being published by so many research houses. So somebody would come and say, this should be the price. Somebody would give a, still remember DMart IPO came. One analyst came and gave this figure of 2030. For the next 10 years, he gave DMart some multiples and came out with some fancy figures. First 10 साल की बैलेंस शीट क्या 50 साल की बैलेंस शीट बनेगी उसका वैल्यूएशन कर दो. So prices are only driven by human emotions and ideas and greed and fear. Nothing beyond that. And market is one which will move as it decides to move. So price is not God in itself. The direction of price, that is price action, is God. So understand basic price action. If you are able to understand simple basic price action by way of chart, throw out everything possible. ना बैलेंस शीट काम आएगी, ना फंडामेंटल स्टडीज काम आएगी, कुछ काम नहीं. सिंपल प्राइस आके आपको आपकी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन दे देगा कि मुझे खरीदना है कि नहीं खरीदना. सिंपल आपको यहाँ आके प्राइस बता रहा है कि मुझे क्या करना है. ये सिंपल हायर हाई हायर लो चल रहा है. जब ये गाड़ी तोड़ दे, आप यहाँ पर कहीं पर भी एग्जिट में तो आपका पैसा बच गया. बट आप बैठे रहे तो भी पता नहीं कब चलेगा वापस, ये चलेगा नहीं चलेगा. Who knows? It is just an idea. ये हिडन का एक आइडिया है कि भैया ये ऐसा है, अब ये कोर्ट में प्रूव हो जाए इसने स्कैम किया है, यस, तो हो सकता है ये यहाँ क्यों वापस जाए, ये था ये यहाँ आ जाए, यहाँ आ जाए, कुछ भी पॉसिबल है ना, स्कैम निकलेगा तो सब कुछ पॉसिबल है. Probably the people who would have seen Satyam scam way back in 2009 must have seen this kind of thing. Satyam was trading at $175 when that news came out. By the end of the day, and next morning it was trading at 6 rupees. So anything can happen in this market. So when anything can happen, the first visual that I saw you was from Bhagavad Gita. Why Bhagavad Gita? क्यों गीता का सहारी, अगर आप गीता भी समझ लोगे तो पूरी जिंदगी घट जाएगी आपकी. आपको कुछ पढ़ने की उससे ज्यादा जरूरत नहीं है. चाहे कोई भी आप अपनी कोई भी रिलीजियस बुक उठा के पढ़ लो, उनमें पूरी जिंदगी का सार लिखा है. चाहे गीता उठा लो, कुरान उठा लो, बाइबल उठा लो, कुछ भी उठा लो, सब में एक जिंदगी का सारांश लिखा है. वैसा ही मार्केट का सारांश आपको प्राइस से पता लग जाएगा. क्या लिखा था गीता का जो हमने श्लोक पढ़ा था, एट एवरी पॉइंट देयर इज रिस्क. ऐसा कभी भी हो सकता है. दिस काइंड ऑफ एक्सीडेंट कैन हैपन एनी गिवन ऑफ पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम विद एनी वन ऑफ अस. ये पकड़ लो, मेरे पास ये स्टॉक, मेरे पास 100 ही शेयर थे इसके, मैंने पूरा पैसा इसी में लगा के रखा था. ऐसा कभी भी हो सकता है. इसके लिए हमें क्या यूज करना चाहिए? हमें एक सिंपल यूज करना चाहिए कि भैया मैं एक पोजीशन साइजिंग बना लूंगा मेरा, कि मैं कोई भी स्टॉक में 2 से 5% ज्यादा का स्टेक नहीं लूंगा. अगर वो स्टॉक जीरो भी हो गया तो मेरी टोटल कैपिटल का 5% गया, आई एम हैप्पी विद इट, आई डोंट इवन केयर, नो इश्यूज विद दैट. सेकंड, मैं एक स्टॉप लॉस डिफाइन करके चलूंगा. क्यों स्टॉप लॉस? स्टॉप लॉस आपकी कैपिटल बचाएगा. जितना ज्यादा कैपिटल बचेगा उतना ज्यादा मार्केट में सरवाइव करोगे. The more you, the longevity, when we talk about longevity means the more time you can spend in the market. Trust me, there will be a time when market will automatically come and give you money. But let that phase come into your life. Don't force कि भैया कल सुबह से मेरी लॉटरी लग जाएगी, पंडित जी ने अंगूठी दी पहन ली, कल से मेरी लॉटरी लग जाएगी. नहीं. For that, we need to develop our skills, whether technical, whether fundamental, or by any means possible. So develop those skills. Put a stop loss in system when you are not able to understand anything. So जब कुछ ना समझ में आए, stop loss system में डाल दो, भगवान भरोसे छोड़ दो. चलना होगा चल जाएगा, नहीं तो स्टॉप ट्रिगर हो जाएगा, छोटा सा लॉस मिलेगा, खुश हो जाना. Take losses as part of life. Ed Sikota is one of the world's best traders. His winning ratio is only 27%. And still he is considered world's best trader. World's best trader. Not India's best trader, world's best trader. Ed Sikota is his name. With such a low risk reward ratio, with such a win ratio, still is able to beat each and every person possible on this planet. Warren Buffett started making money after the age of 55, but he was in market before that for 40 years. Do you have that kind of patience? For money, you need to have patience. The only virtue that I don't find in people is everybody is impatient. कल सुबह उठ के पैसा बन जाना चाहिए. मार्केट है, लॉटरी खेलना है. लॉटरी हमने राष्ट्रीय की लॉटरी खरीदी या सिक्किम स्टेट की लॉटरी खरीदी, कल हमारी लॉटरी लग जाएगी और हम बहुत पैसा बना लेंगे. सो मार्केट डजंट वर्क्स दैट वे. सो व्हेनेवर यू आर ट्रेडिंग, find a trend, find the direction of price. Even if you are able to spot it, more than enough. You don't need to use any other tool. You don't need to use any other tools for it. So probably I've covered everything possible. Rest you can read here. So price action is God. The direction of price. Rest everything is noise. The more noise you ignore, the better it would be. And remember one thing: trading isn't about just managing your risk. It is also managing your boredom. From last 3 months, I'm making good kind of losses, but still, when I don't understand market, I shut down. There are phases when you go through drawdown phases, but it doesn't mean that I'll just quit markets. There are phases when you go through a drawdown phase, but you need to survive this phase also. You need to manage boredom. If I don't get a trade the whole day, a whole week, or a whole month, I am very patiently sitting out. See, the moment you are born, there is one thing that is for sure going to happen in your life. A death is going to happen. Either you are born the next minute you die, or you die after 100 years. That is for sure that you are going to die. Unless के भगवान ने आपको अमृत पिला दिया. So when that thing is certain, then when you are born, you are supposed to die. So take it for granted when you are punching in a trade, आपने एक चीज तो फिक्स कर ली. कि ट्रेड में पैसा आएगा नहीं आएगा, मीन्स वेदर यू विल मेक मनी इन दैट ट्रेड और नॉट. But one thing is for sure, there can be a stop loss that can get triggered. So when we know that we are going to die one day, why? And what we do, we go and buy insurance policy. For whom? For our family members. Okay, if, for example, something happens to me, at least my family will be safe enough. Same time, when you are trading, you need to maintain discipline. You need to have that kind of mindset in your mind, mindset that if something goes wrong, something goes against my trade, I need to punch in a button where I need to exit my trade. Okay. And the last part is that there are 10,000 voices made by social media, Twitter handles, your TV channels, newspapers, uh, Telegram channels, thousands of Telegram channels, including myself. If you want to be really profitable, stop reading all these newspapers. They doesn't provide you anything new, which is not there in the price. जब तक कि आपको कहीं जाके लेक्चर नहीं देना हो, मैं उसमें उसके बाद भी न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पढ़ता. आई डोंट रिमेम्बर मैंने लास्ट इकोनॉमिक टाइम कोई एयरपोर्ट पे फ्री का मिल गया होगा तो खर्च करके पढ़ लिया. वरना क्यों 5-6 रुपये पता नहीं कितने का आता है, तो 5-6 रुपये क्यों खराब करने को, 200 रुपये महीने के बचेंगे ना, वो भी जाके इन्वेस्ट कर दो ना. तो क्यों उसमें पैसा खराब करना, कोई नया नॉलेज नहीं देता है. जब तक कि आप फंडामेंटल ना फॉलो करो, तो मैं टेक्निकल हूँ तो डजंट मेक अ डिफरेंस टू मी कि क्या न्यूज़ है क्या नहीं. सो चाहे मीडिया हो चाहे कुछ भी हो, इफ यू प्योरली बिलीव इन टेक्निकल्स, forget each kind of news, stop watching all these media channels. They'll come and tell you this is going to happen, that is going to happen. Hota kabhi nahi. There was once a news item flowing in the business channel that Warren Buffett is going to invest in Kotak Bank. अब मुझे नहीं लगता कोटक बैंक का नाम शायद वॉरेन बफेट साहब ने सुना होगा. आई डोंट थिंक सो. या सुना भी होगा तो उनको इंटरेस्ट हम बोलेंगे मुझे क्या लेना है, इतनी सी तो बैंक की साइज है, इससे ज्यादा तो मेरे पास कैश पड़ा है, मैं पूरी बैंक खरीद लूँ अकेला. तो जब उनको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है तो यहाँ क्या बोल रहे हैं. So these are all voices which tends to distract your mind. Try to avoid all those things. So before you take a trade, before you plan to invest, do your own research. Become a research house in yourself. Make a plan, stick to that plan. For example, you are taking an NP at 100, you have decided 10% would be a stop loss, no issues with it. Take a 10% stop loss. If it hits, get out of that trade. Again, if come back to your setup, again it comes above 100, same, keep 10% stop loss or 12% stop loss, whatever the low was. And if it comes in your setup, again take a trade, sit with it, let it carry on then. Don't exit a trade कि मैंने इतना पैसा बनने वाले स्टेडियम में exit कर जाता हूँ. You never know. If you have taken a stock at 100, it goes to 110, you feel happy, I'm booking out my profit at 10%. What if it goes to 200? What if it goes to 1000? What if it goes to 10,000? Then सर पकड़ के बैठोगे ना, मैं तो 10 रुपए में निकल गया. प्रॉब्लम यही है, वी डोंट हैव पेशेंस इनफ टू होल्ड ऑन टू आवर विनर्स. हमें पेशेंस एक ही चीज का है, 400 का यस बैंक खरीदा ना, 4 रुपए हो जाएगा तब तक तो मैं बेचूंगा ही. अब 4 रुपए का हो गया तब मैं बेच के क्या करूंगा. सो डोंट डू सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग. राइड योर विनर्स, नॉट योर लूजर्स. सो आई हैव टॉट यू वेरी बेसिक सिंपल टेक्निकल्स. अगर इतना भी समझ में आ जाएगा ना, इट इज मोर देन इनफ फॉर यू. एक सिंपल प्राइस एक्शन समझ लो, ट्रेंड समझ लो क्या चल रहा है, बड़े टाइम फ्रेम पे पकड़ लो. इन्वेस्टर हो तो बेस्ट चीज है, माथा बुड़ी नहीं करनी है रोज की. प्लान बना लो, उसके बेसिस पे प्राइस एक्शन समझ लो, सिंपल हाई लो निकाल लिया. इससे ज्यादा कोई रॉकेट साइंस लगानी नहीं है उसमें. फिर आपको इतनी अपने 10-20-25 स्टॉक चूज कर लो कि मुझे लगता है फॉर एग्जाम्पल फंडामेंटल आपको कितनी अच्छी लगती है, फंडामेंटल के थ्रू कंपनी चूज कर ली. टेक्निकल के थ्रू देख लो कहाँ एंट्री लेनी है, कब तक उसको राइट करना है. तो फंडामेंटल से आपको एक चीज पता पड़ गई कि भैया कंपनी अच्छी है, चलो मेरा एक टिक बॉक्स चेक हो गया. सेकंड, टेक्निकल से मुझे एक चीज पता पड़ जाएगा कि भैया मुझे एंट्री कब करनी है, स्टॉप लॉस क्या रखना और एग्जिट कहाँ मारना है. अगर मेरे प्राइस एक्शन से ऊपर चलता रहा, जब तक गाड़ी चल रही है बैठे रहो ना. क्या ये स्टॉक आपको कहीं एग्जिट दे रहा है? क्या ये स्टॉक आपको कहीं एग्जिट दे रहा है? क्या ये स्टॉक आपको एग्जिट दे रहा है? कुछ नहीं है, चला जा रहा है. ठीक है, छोटे मोटे एग्जिट मिलेंगे, वापस एंट्री मिलेगी तो एंट्री ले लो, चुपचाप लेके बैठे रहो ना. क्या ये स्टॉक कहीं एग्जिट दे रहा है आपको? कहीं बीच बीच में छोटा छोटा एग्जिट मिला रहेगा, बाकी ट्रेंड देखो क्या चल रहा है. क्या ये स्टॉक एग्जिट दे रहा है आपको? नहीं. हम तो ऐसे स्टॉक यहाँ पक्का आपको एग्जिट मिलाएगा, ठीक है, वापस यहाँ कहीं आएगा इसके ऊपर तो एंट्री मिलेगा वापस. जब ये स्टॉक खुद चल रहा है, बोल रहा है मैं अच्छा हूं, नहीं हमें ये नहीं खरीदना, हम तो जाके किस में आप डालेंगे. एंड आई नो टिपिकली पीपल डू दैट. लोग मुझसे पूछते हैं ना सर कौन सा स्टॉक है, मैं हमेशा मेरे 5-6 स्टॉक ही निकलेंगे भैया, एमसी ले ले, टीसीएस ले ले, लीवन ले ले, रिलायंस ले ले, एचडीएफसी ट्विंस ले ले, अच्छे बैंक्स ले लो, चुपचाप लेके बैठे रहो। सर वो तो हमें भी पता है, अगर तुम फिर मुझसे क्यों पूछो कि सर ऐसा कुछ बताओ ना सस्ता वाला चक्री आइटम। So these are not chakri items. So don't depend on these things. Which is telling you, boss, don't buy me. ये सिंगल डे का इंसिडेंट है, अगर आपका स्टॉप लॉस सिस्टम में नहीं होगा ना, ऐसे उड़ जाओगे। Now I've traded this thing like.
So that is why we always keep on saying put a stop loss in place, put a stop loss in place. इसके लिए stop loss लगाओ कि भैया कल को कुछ हो जाएगा तो आपको बचाने सिर्फ एक ही चीज आएगा, स्टॉप लॉस ही आएगा। स्टॉप लॉस आप कैसे भी डिटरमाइन कर सकते हो, आप परसेंटेज टर्म में कर सकते हो, मनी टर्म्स में कर सकते हो, व्हाटएवर। ये सोच लो कि सबसे खराब इसमें क्या हो सकता है, उस तरीके का आपका रिस्क लेके बैठ जाओ। एंड द लास्ट पार्ट इज मैनेज योर रिस्क इन सच अ मैनर दैट यू आर लेफ्ट विद कैपिटल टू सर्वाइव। That is what we call about risk management. That you are able to survive with such capital that you can again rebuild your portfolio. Say, for example, you have 100 rupees. You have taken a hard stop. Okay, if I lose 30 bucks, I'll stop my position over there. I'll cut all my portfolio. I'll exit my portfolio completely. I'll reassess myself. At least I can recover that 30 rupees loss, 30% loss, and go to such a go to again survive and make money, recover my losses, and again be profitable. And the last part is whenever you are managing your money, your own money, money management means कि मैं कितना stop loss लूं। In terms of money decide कर लो कि मेरी 1 लाख कैपिटल है, 10 लाख कैपिटल है, तो मैं हर ट्रेड पर 1% का स्टॉप लॉस लूंगा, तो 10,000 रुपए पर ट्रेड जाएगा। तो मेरे नंबर ऑफ ट्रेड कितने हो गए, 100 ट्रेड्स हो गए। अब मेरे 100 के 100 ट्रेड ड्रॉ हो गए, 100 के 100 ट्रेड ड्रॉ हो गए। तो पकड़ लो कि भैया एक अपना कोई अच्छा फ्रेंड चूज कर लो, उसको बोल मैं जो करूँ उसको उल्टा डबल कर दे, तो तेरी कैपिटल डबल हो जाएगी, मेरा लॉस का लॉस रिकवर हो जाएगा, बाकी जो 100% बचेगा आधा कर लेंगे। इतनी अच्छी किस्मत है अपनी। तो अगर मनी वाइज 100 के 100 ट्रेड डाउन गए तो एक चीज और समझ जाओ, मार्केट नहीं चाहता मार्केट में रहो, आप कुछ और काम धंधा करो। नेक्स्ट इज डिसाइडिंग परसेंटेज टर्म कि भैया मुझे तो 0.5% से ज्यादा लॉस नहीं है क्योंकि मैं इंट्राडे ट्रेडर हूँ। तो सोच लो नंबर ऑफ ट्रेड्स आपके कितने हो गए। 0.5% लॉस मींस 200 नंबर ऑफ ट्रेड्स। यू टेक 1% लॉस 100 ट्रेड्स, यू टेक 10% लॉस पर ट्रेड, आपको 10 ट्रेड में कैपिटल उठ जाएगा। और बिकम अ वीरेंद्र सहवाग कि भैया मुझे तो एक ही ट्रेड में या तेरा या मेरा करना, मतलब पूरा ही फुल मॉन्टी करना, मतलब पूरा एक बार में 0 करना है या 100 करना है, वैसा कर लो तो एक ही ट्रेड काफी है जिंदगी के लिए। सो इन अ नटशेल ट्रस्ट टेक्निकल्स prices knows everything beforehand except the things that I've told you. So trust price action, follow the trend and ride it, whether an uptrend or whether a downtrend. So with this, I'm ending. Any questions, please, you can go ahead. So this is from my side, ma'am. Thanks. मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
यस आ रही है।
हाँ। So ma'am,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
complete.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So
Ma'am, I'm
thank
complete.
you. Okay, thank you
Okay.
so much, sir, for your deliberation. So now there are some questions from the participants. Shall I take it?
Yeah, ma'am. 15 minutes we can take question and answer. No issues with that.
First one is, can you please explain put call ratio from
This is
CA?
no, ma'am. This since we have not talked anything about options, so I'll try to skip this question as of now. If you need, this is my okay. You can tag me on Twitter.
Okay.
You can message me on Twitter. There is I'll be sharing the slides with you, so you'll have my handles. So you can message me over there. Since we are not talking about options, so I won't go into that part. So keep your
Another
questions limited to the topic.
Another
Yeah,
question from Shailendra Goel. What's the trend of Nifty now?
it depends. See, trend as such depends on what time frame you are looking into. Whether you are looking into a daily time frame, whether you are looking into a multi time frame, whether you are looking whether you are looking onto a daily time frame,
मंथली टाइम फ्रेम, वीकली टाइम फ्रेम, आर्ली टाइम फ्रेम,
शेयर कर सकते हैं सबके
10
पास
मिनट्स टाइम फ्रेम, जिस टाइम फ्रेम पे मैं उसको देख रहा हूँ मुझे ट्रेंड वहां पे ढूंढना है।
करके माइक खोल के शेयर करेंगे।
तो ट्रेंड जो आपको निकालना है वो आपको निकालना है आप किस टाइम फ्रेम पे ट्रेड कर रहे हो। मैं जैसे मंथली पे ट्रेड ज्यादा विश्वास रखता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे लॉन्ग टर्म में खेलना मजा आता है। सो लॉन्ग टर्म में भी ट्रेंड डाउन है। सिंपल किस तरीके से पता लगाइए कि आप अगर ये प्राइस एक्शन देखोगे, सिंपल प्राइस एक्शन, लोअर हाई लोअर हाई लोअर हाई लोअर लो लोअर हाई लोअर लो, सिंपल प्राइस एक्शन आपको सजेस्ट कर रहा है। जब तक प्राइस इसके ऊपर नहीं जाता है दिस इज इन डाउन ट्रेंड ऑन मंथली बेसिस। नाउ कम टू वीकली, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। वीकली में मुझे क्या मिला है, हायर हाई हायर लो। सो मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि एटलीस्ट मेरे लिए अगर मुझे लॉन्ग जाना है तो मेरा स्टॉप लॉस इस लेवल पे डिफाइन हो गया, इसके ऊपर या इसके ऊपर मैं कहीं पे भी लॉन्ग जा सकता हूँ। अब मैं हूँ इतना पेशेंस वाला नहीं, मुझे तो रोज का ट्रेड करना है। तो मैं डेली पे जाके देख लेता हूँ डेली मुझे क्या सजेस्ट कर रहा है कि रेंज थी, रेंज को ब्रेकआउट दिया, सिंपल हायर हाई हायर लो बना रहा है। आई कैन डिसाइड ऑन दोस फैक्ट्स। मुझे तो और उससे टाइम कम टाइम फ्रेम पे जाना है, अर्ली पे देख लो, अर्ली भी आपको सिंपल बता रहा है। सो ट्रेंड इज नॉट what I want to see. Trend is what you want to see or what time frame you want to see. So decide your time frame, then look into trend. Don't see trend and then decide your time frame. कि भैया मैं तो मंथली वाला हूँ बट नहीं, डेली में दिखा रहा है तो मैं पहले जाऊंगा। ऑलवेज रिमेंबर ट्रेंड विल चेंज बिफोर इन अ वेरी शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। मतलब जितना छोटा टाइम फ्रेम होगा, स्मॉलर द टाइम फ्रेम, द ट्रेंड विल चेंज मच फास्टर। मतलब 5 मिनट में ट्रेंड पहले चेंज होगा, उसके बाद 15 मिनट में, देन आर्ली, देन डेली, देन वीकली, देन मंथली, सबसे लास्ट में वीकली में चेंज होगा। सेम टाइम जब मार्केट उल्टा भी आना शुरू होगा, जब मार्केट गिरना भी शुरू होगा, ठीक है, तो मार्केट में ट्रेंड अप चल रहा है, इसमें ट्रेंड चेंज होते हुए भी टाइम लगा। इसमें आप अगर ट्रेंड फॉलो कर रहे हो तो आपका ट्रेंड चेंज होने में भी टाइम लगा। तो डिपेंड करता है आप कौन सा टाइम फ्रेम देखते हो। ये डिपेंड नहीं करता कि ट्रेंड देख के मुझे टाइम फ्रेम निकालना, टाइम फ्रेम देखो अपने हिसाब से, आप टाइम फ्रेम अपना डिसाइड करो और देखो कि ट्रेंड कैसे है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज।
Okay, sir. Next question is from Harshit Gupta. Is there any scalping setup, sir?
Since I am not talking over about scalping, so I'll skip that question again. See, मेरा क्वेश्चन उतना ही लिमिटेड रखो जो मैंने आज सीखा है। जो चीज मैंने नहीं सीखा हुई है, वो चीज नहीं बताई है, उसके बारे में डिस्कस करके क्या फायदा है। देखो मैं तो सिर्फ बेसिक टेक्निकल्स के लिए मुझे जो बेसिक टेक्निक का बताना था बस रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है तो पूछ, बाकी इधर उधर के क्वेश्चन पूछ के फायदा नहीं, जो चीज मैंने एक्सप्लेन नहीं करी है।
स्कैल्पिंग सेटअप तो ऐसे ये नहीं है, पर अमित सर ने जैसे इसके ऊपर बताया था ट्रेंड के बारे में, ट्रेंड के हिसाब से आप स्कैल्पिंग पकड़ सकते हो। आप कितने पीरियड के लिए स्कैल्पिंग करना चाहते हो, आप 1 मिनट चार्ट देख रहे हो, 5 मिनट चार्ट देख रहे हो, 15 मिनट चार्ट देख रहे हो, या आवरली चार्ट देख रहे हो, उस हिसाब से अपना हायर हाई हायर लो का टाइम सेटअप देख के आप स्कैल्प कर सकते हो। ओवर टू यू। यस मैडम, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन।
Yes, sir. There is one question from Avinash Pratap Singh. What about analysis shown by various applications?
I didn't get the question on. क्या मतलब?
What about analysis shown by various applications?
Ganjam sir, probably this question is for you.
Okay.
एप्लीकेशन मीन्स समझ में नहीं आ रहा, उनको वापस से एक बार डिटेल में क्वेश्चन बोलने को बोलो या उनको अनम्यूट कर
घनश्याम
दो।
सर उनका क्वेश्चन ऐसा रहेगा जो आपने ऐप्स दिखाया ना, जैसे चार्ट स्क्रीनर, स्कैनर, तो शायद उससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन रहेगा।
वो तो एक टूल है, वो साइट्स जो है वो एक जरिया है हमको, जैसे स्कैनर बनाया, कुछ एक किया, वो ढूंढने का, अपना टाइम सेव करने के लिए।
Next question is from Vineet Pamecha. What is the SL of reliance on a monthly or weekly trend? Can you elaborate?
Ma'am, can you please repeat the question?
What is the SL of reliance on a monthly or weekly trend?
Stop loss of reliance on monthly and weekly.
Yes.
क्या क्वेश्चन है घनश्याम भाई, मुझे नहीं समझ रहा।
Stop loss of reliance on monthly and weekly time frame.
Can you elaborate?
ओके, सो सिंपल है, मंथली पे आप जाके चार्ट प्लॉट का गया रिलायंस, एक मिनट, ये ला रिलायंस, सिंपल है, जो भी ये स्विंग लो बना है यहाँ पे, इसके नीचे का स्टॉप लॉस मंथली वीकली डेली सबका यहीं पे निकल के आएगा। सो जिस दिन ये लेवल तोड़ दिया, प्रॉब्ली फिर ये यहाँ तक भी आ सकता है, कहीं भी जा सकता है। तो देखो, व्हाट टेक्निकल टीचेस यू इज प्रोबेबिलिटी का game। मतलब टेक्निकल इज नॉट अबाउट सर्टेनिटी कि 100% ही होगा, तो मुझे प्रोबेबिलिटी पता लग जाती है कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर ये टूटा तो यहाँ से नीचे कहाँ तक जा सकता है, प्रोबेबिलिटी बता रहा है मुझे, गारंटी कुछ नहीं है मार्केट में। एक चीज याद रखना कि कोई भी सिखा दे आपको मार्केट में किसी चीज की गारंटी, मार्केट में एक ही चीज गारंटी कि आपका लॉस पक्का हो सकता है, टारगेट आएगा नहीं आएगा तो भगवान भी मालिक नहीं है। बट ये अगर मेरा सेटअप तोड़ देता है यहाँ पे, तो मुझे प्रोबेबिलिटी स्टिक दिखती है, अगर मैं लॉन्ग हूं तो मुझे एग्जिट कर जाना है, और मैंने पोजीशन नहीं ली है तो मैं यहाँ पे शॉर्ट भी कर सकता हूँ। फिर मैं कहाँ तक के लिए जा सकता हूँ, जो पूरा उसके नीचे का स्विंग था, ये एक सिंपल सा स्विंग था, प्रॉब्लम यहाँ तक जा सकता है। क्या गारंटी है, आई डोंट नो, एब्सोल्युटली आई डोंट हैव एनी आइडिया। बट अगर ये इसके ऊपर निकल जाता है, ठीक है, ये जो भी आता है, वट एवर लेवल इट इज, नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट लेवल्स, आपको चार्ट्स में यही सीखना है कि प्राइस क्या है वो इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। आप यहाँ सिंपल एक लाइन खींच लो, इसके ऊपर गया और मजा आ जाएगा, अगर मैंने कहीं पे भी एंट्री मारी होगी तो चांसेस है कि वापस ये यहाँ तक जा सकता है। मुझे पता है कि मेरा स्टॉप लॉस कहाँ पर है, मेरी एंट्री कहाँ पर है, और प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक मेरा टारगेट कहाँ पर है। इसके हिसाब से मैं मेरा पोजीशन साइजिंग डिसाइड कर सकता हूँ कि मुझे 5 शेयर खरीदने, 50 शेयर खरीदने के 500 शेयर खरीदने, ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे पता है मेरा फॉर एग्जाम्पल 100 रुपए का लॉस है, रिलायंस 22-2300 रुपीज का स्टॉक है, 100 रुपए का लॉस हुआ मतलब 4% अप्रोक्सीमेटली लॉस हुआ, तो मैं डिसाइड कर सकता हूँ कि मुझे कितने नंबर ऑफ क्वांटिटी लेना है। 100 रुपए जाएंगे, मेरा 10 लाख की कैपिटल है, तो मैं डिसाइड कर सकता हूँ कि मुझे 10,000 का लॉस लेना है, तो मैं 100 शेयर रिलायंस के खरीद सकता हूँ। 100 शेयर रिलायंस के खरीदे मतलब मैं स्टॉप लॉस मेरा डिफाइन हो गया 100 पॉइंट्स का, 100 into 100, 10,000 रुपीज का लॉस हो रहा है। मेरा टोटल कैपिटल एलोकेशन कितना हो रहा है उसमें, 2300 into 100, 2,30,000। क्या मुझे पर शेयर, अमित ने सिखाया था 5% ज्यादा नहीं खरीदना, भैया 5% की लिमिट पर ले आओ। 5% के हिसाब से कितना अलोकेट कर सकता हूँ, 50,000 अलोकेट कर सकता हूँ। 50,000 में अलोकेट कर सकता हूँ तो 50,000 के हिसाब से मेरे पास कितने शेयर आएंगे, अप्रोक्सीमेटली मेरे पास शेयर आएंगे 20, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 20 शेयर आएंगे, तो 20 शेयर पे मेरा 100 रुपीज का लॉस कितना हुआ, 2,000 रुपीज। 2,000 में ओवरऑल कैपिटल क्या हुआ, कितना हुआ, डिफाइन कर लो। सिंपल तरीके हैं मार्केट में, कोई रॉकेट साइंस चीज नहीं करनी। आप सब सीए हो तो इतनी सिंपल कैलकुलेशन आप बैठे बैठे कर सकते हो। तो मैम नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन प्लीज।
Yes, sir.
मैम कैन आई नो हाउ मेनी अटेंडीज आर ओवर देयर?
63.
ओके।
Okay. Next question from Krishna Kumar. Any software for you recommend for beginners?
Use any free softwares. If you are for technicals, you can use this investing.com, tradingview.com. There are free sites available. If you are not using, if you're probably all of you are CA, so you must be having a laptop or systems in your office also. So this is the most easiest site, investing.com, which I'm using. It is free of cost. You can use this. If you want to use mobile app, you can use Edelweiss app, Edelweiss mobile app that is now Nuama Markets. That app is very good. Again, that is free of cost. You can see charts over there also. You can use TradingView, that is also free. And for fundamentals, Ghanshyam sir have already told you which are the sites that are available. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
any
sir.
next question, please?
Ji. Question from Abhishek Soni. How we can check chart for IPOs?
There is no system in this world which have been made to study an IPO, because IPO again is a price discovery mechanism. First day, whatever is the issue price, whether price is trading above it or below it, nobody knows what will happen. So there is no mechanism as such to define what is the good price for a IPO listed stock. Say for example, DMart got listed around offer price was around 300 if not mistaken, and I don't remember the listing price. Now it is trading at 4,500. So simply what you can do when you are trading a newly listed stock, I'll just show you one stock. For example, this is your Medanta Global Health. Okay, this is your Global Health. What you should do is just see what is happening on the price action part. Let few days pass. Let first few days pass. Don't jump into the conclusion कि भैया मैं पहले दिन ही जाके खरीद लूंगा, कंपनी अच्छा है। अगर आपका फंडामेंटल अच्छा लग रहा है उस कंपनी का, अगर आपने प्रोस्पेक्टस रीड किया है, मैनेजमेंट अच्छा लग रहा है आपको, तब जाके उस कंपनी की पंचायत करो। क्योंकि पहले तो किसी को पता ही नहीं है ना, अननोन कंपनी है, आप कैसे जाके डिसाइड करो? या तो पूरा प्रोस्पेक्टस रीड करो, सिंस यू ऑल आर सीए यू कैन रीड थरोली कि भैया कंपनी क्या पर्पस के लिए पैसा उठा रही है, मैनेजमेंट का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड क्या है, क्या रिस्क है उस कंपनी में इन्वॉल्व, क्या वो सेक्टर ग्रो करेगा नहीं करेगा, ये आप बहुत अच्छी से कर सकते हो। सेकंड, उसमें सिंपल काम करो, जब भी उसका प्रीवियस हाई निकल जाए, क्योंकि जनरली स्टार्टिंग के 6 से 1 साल तक ये स्टॉक आईपीओ एफ&ओ में आते नहीं है, तो आप इसको खरीद ही सकते हो, बेच नहीं सकते अनलेस यू आपको आईपीओ में मिला हो। तो आप सिंपल काम करो, जब भी इसका रिसेंट हाई निकल जाए, आप उस स्टॉक को चुपचाप बाय करके बेच दो। जैसे इसका स्टॉक का रिसेंट हाई निकल चुका है, ठीक है, इसके बाद स्टॉक ने नया हाई मारा, या स्टॉक ने नया हाई मारा, रीटेस्ट किया उसको, अब जब वापस से नया हाई इसको निकाल देगा, अब वापस इसको बाय करके बैठो, क्योंकि ये आपको दिखा रहा है, ये जहां पे लिस्टिंग हुआ था अप्रोक्सीमेटली 400 का लिस्टिंग था, आज 550 560 करीब चल रहा है, ठीक है, कितने से पीरियड में, जबकि मार्केट खराब है, पूरा मार्केट दिसंबर से खराब है। दिसंबर से आप निफ्टी देखोगे 19,000 से 17,000, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 17,300 चल रहा है, बट ये स्टॉक नया लाइफ हाई मारा है। सो व्हाट दिस स्टॉक इज सजेस्टिंग यू, देयर इज डिमांड ऑफ द स्टॉक, मतलब जिसको आईपीओ में नहीं मिला होगा वो भी लेके लेके कूद रहा है। फिर कुछ स्टॉक ऐसे होंगे जो आईपीओ में तो बहुत लोगों ने कूद कूद के लिया, अब शायद किसी को इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं ला उसमें, मतलब हो सकता है आईपीओ के टाइम तो वो स्टॉक 100x सब्सक्राइब हुआ हो, 500x सब्सक्राइब हुआ, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर, ठीक है, मुझे तो बहुतों के नाम भी याद नहीं है। अब ये देखो, ये शायद कुछ बहुत बड़ा इसका हुआ रहेगा, ठीक है, आज इतना नीचे अवेलेबल, आज तो कोई लेने को तैयार नहीं, जो भी हाइप थी निकल गई, जो भी वो बोलते ना गेम करना था हो गया। अगर आप स्टॉक में कहीं जाके फंस गए और आपने एग्जिट नहीं मारा, तो सोच लो आपकी कैपिटल का क्या हाल है। 3,500 का एक डिजिट कभी भी रिमूव हो जाएगा, ठीक है, तो इसके लिए आपको एग्जिट जरूरी होता है। एनी नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन मैम, वी कैन कॉल इट ऑफ।
Hello.
या मैडम बोलिए।
Yes. Okay. These were a few important questions that participant asked. So I think we can conclude the session here now.
ओके मैम,
Okay.
सो थैंक्स एवरीबॉडी फॉर लिसनिंग टू बोथ ऑफ अस। नाउ चूज योरसेल्फ, चूज wisely, trade wisely, invest wisely. It's not your money, it's your family's money. Take it as that you are trustee for this capital, you are not owner of that capital. So this concluding remark, thanks, good night, I'm over to you.
Before ending the session, I would like to again revisit my last slide. See, technical is also important along with fundamental. High profitable bets are results of fundamental analysis coupled with technical analysis. सिर्फ फंडामेंटल मत करो, फंडा फिंडा अगर करते रहोगे तो उसमें मेंटल हो जाओगे। सो व्हेन टू डू दिस फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस, मार्केट में एक अच्छा खासा जब करेक्शन आ जाता है, उस समय पे जब वैल्यू बाइंग आपको करनी है, उस समय फंडामेंटल एनालिसिस के साथ में टेक्निकल एनालिसिस को कंबाइन करो और फिर बाद में डिसीजन लो। थैंक यू मैम, ओवर टू यू।
So thank you so much to both the speakers. And lastly, I would like to thank Chairman and the Vice Chairman of the committee to organize such a needed webinar, and very grateful for the speakers for sharing your valuable knowledge and experience with us. And lastly, very thanks to everyone for being a wonderful audience. So good night.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.